A few things I want to cover tonight. It's like a lot of people woke up and realized that Emmanuel Navarrete is a pound for pound fighter, or at least he should have been in that conversation a while ago because he's been competing at champion level for about a decade. If you think about it, every fight that he's had since the Dog Bay fight at 122, Dog Bay was reigning WBO champion at the time. And he was a guy that Top Rank was really much invested in. They weren't invested in Navarrete. Navarrete was just a guy. And Dog Bay, remember they had the hashtag Niho. They was really trying to promote Dog Bay, turn him into a big guy, big star. And Navarrete came in and he beat the hell out of him 2 times. Um, and he's been competing at champion level ever since. There's always been a belt on the line in every fight that he's had since the first Dog Bay fight. He made 5 defenses of the title at 122, 3 defenses of the WBO at 126, then 5 more defenses of the WBO at 130 if you count Nunez. So I mean, like, a champion at 3 weights who took 2 belts from 2 reigning champions. Yeah, that's pound for pound. Maybe not top 5, but yeah, he should be in the bottom tier. And I'm seeing a lot of conversations about that because he doesn't fight the way that a pound for pound fighter that some people think a pound for pound fighter should fight. But these are eye test guys. I'm talking to a guy now who rates David Benavidez on the pound for pound, but he doesn't think that Navarrete should be on the pound for pound, which is bizarre because Navarrete has a better resume than David. It just doesn't make sense. And he had the gall to ask me. Oh, is your list a list of your favorite fighters? No, buddy. Your list is a list of your favorite fighters. There's nothing objective about what you're saying. If you're saying that David has looked dominant in his fights, what was Navarrete if not dominant against Dog Bay, a reigning champion, against Valdez, a former champion, against Nunez, a reigning champion, It's also important to note that Navarrete was already on my list before yesterday. Navarrete came in at number 8 after Terrence Crawford retired, Teofimo Lopez got beat, and Junto Nakatani dropped his belt. You guys know the rule for my list. You have to be a world champion at least to be considered on my list. You have to at least be a champion. That's the bare minimum for you to even get looked at. That doesn't mean you're going to get in. That's just to get you looked at. And it's like a lot of people are now realizing that Navarrete really is one of the better fighters in the sport. I already rated him at number 8. For those of you that saw the last episode of The Relay, you'll know that he's now moved up to number 7. At number 8 is Zerto. At number 9 is Brandon Figueroa. And in the very bottom, as a placeholder, is Erislandy Lara. If for no other reason, then he's been around a very long time. He's fought a lot of good fighters, and he is a 2-weight world champion. Yeah, I'll get that shirt, bro. So right now, yeah, there's a lot of conversation about the pound for pound and whether or not Emmanuel should be there. Objectively, he should. This is a guy who's been fighting at champion level for close to a decade, if not a decade. Close to a decade, if not a decade. And now he's a unified champion. Shout out to QR. You can't believe Najee's takes on X. Obvious bias. Yeah, I guess what gets me about that guy is he's one of the people that covers the sport. So when the people that cover the sport are not objective, it's like, what the fuck, bro? He actually got mad at me because I said that, well, if you have Javon, his criterion was that Navarrete never fought the best fighter at his weight, to which I replied, well, Gervonta Davis never fought any of the best fighters at any weight that he's ever campaigned. Didn't fight him at 130, 135, and 140, right? He got mad and blocked me after that. Shout out to Mr. T. Big Rolo on his knees and knuckles. Damn near begging Garcia and Haney to unify. No more bread on the sinking island. It's time to sail. Yeah, I saw that. I'm going to get to that. Nava should definitely be on it. If Oscar Collazo, bro, I don't even have Oscar Collazo on my list. I don't even have Oscar Collazo on my list. Oscar doesn't have a better resume than Navarrete. No, like, what the fuck? David Benavidez doesn't have a better resume than Navarrete. Collazo doesn't have a better resume than Navarrete. What they don't like about him is that he doesn't fit a mold. That's why they try to like turn their nose up at the way that he fights. But the way that he fights has been working for over 10 years at least. It's been working. He's been winning at multiple weights. And it's not like he's just fighting bums. No, he fought Ruben Villa. He fought Oscar Valdez. He fought Isaac Dogbe. He fought Sugar Nunez. He fought Robson Conceição. But you know, like I said, I already had him there before yesterday. I feel like he definitely earned his rank with the performance yesterday. That was great, and that was him with a nutritionist. He looked like a completely rejuvenated fighter, where it started looking like, I don't know, like he was losing a step. He hired a strength and conditioning coach. He hired a nutritionist, and he looked like a rejuvenated fighter. David Benavidez plays the position left, right, out. Let me see. G-Eazy said Navarrete has won 2 out of his last 5 fights, not pound for pound. Let me see, which is the 2 that he won? He won Nunez. He's won more than that out of his last 5? Yeah, he's won more than that. But I mean, you don't have to rate him. I rate him. You don't have to rate him. You know, if you're saying that, oh, because the guy lost 1 or 2 fights, you're not going to rate him, I wonder what the rest of your list looks like and whether or not that's consistent. But to me, I mean, it's pretty easy to rank Navarrete. That dude's been competing at that level for a long time. Now, if what you're telling me is that a fighter who lost a fight cannot be on your list, then, you know, we'll see how that pans out, because I don't know what the rest of your list looks like. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Since when does losing a fight make you... Yeah, same thing I was going to say. By that reckoning, Lomachenko should not have been on the per pound list. Better Beef shouldn't be on a pound for pound list. Bivol shouldn't be on a pound for pound list. Canelo, nobody who lost a fight by that reckoning in their last 5 fights should be on a pound for pound list then. Because you're telling me that Navarrete shouldn't be there because he lost 1 or 2 fights in his last 5.
No, este puto, he didn't even fucking lose. He had a draw, it shouldn't have been a fucking draw and a no contest. Like, bro, fuck off.
Once you ask the guy to quantify what he's saying, that once you ask a guy, okay, does that apply to every fighter across the board? I promise you it won't. I promise you, somebody who lost a fight in their last 5 is going to be on his list. That's how it always goes. But like when I posted my list, the guy asked me earlier, you can go to my Twitter. The guy asked me to post my list, and he started harping because Brandon Figueroa and Zerto Ramirez were there. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, okay, maybe you don't have them on your list. And he posts his list, and who does he have? Better be Benavidez. And I'm like, how is Benavidez there, but Zerto isn't? Zerto literally has a better resume than Benavidez. He didn't get emailed his titles. He fought for them. He didn't get emailed titles. Well, objectively, bro. Objectively. It's like, come on, dog. You know what it is, bro.
He had the nerve to put that in the same sentence with that bullshit.
he's an eye test guy. And the most I could say is, listen, if David wins in May, then maybe it'll make sense. But right now, that doesn't make sense because objectively, David doesn't have a better resume than Zerto. If he beats him, then okay. But because you don't even rate Zerto, why would you give him credit for winning that fight? You don't even rate Zerto.
Bro, I think he doesn't even know what objectively means, bro.
Yeah, you know. Ultimately, Navarrete, I like I said, I already rated him on mine before yesterday. I had him at number 8 because he won yesterday. Now I have him at number 7. And I just don't see a cohesive argument why he shouldn't be there. If
Oh,
a
I was
guy's
gonna
been
say,
fighting, if a guy's been fighting at champion level for like 10 years across 3 weight classes, yeah, that guy's pound for pound, bro. And that's Navarrete. Ever since the Dog Bay fight, every fight he had was a title fight. And he won most of them, the vast majority of them. So yeah, he's pound for pound.
No, I was gonna say, I don't think Nakatani should lose his spot because he's not just dropping his title. He's going into an Inoue fight.
He lost his spot because if he would have moved up, right, and fought Inoue straight away, on my list, the rule, he would have been a champion in transition. That okay, because that's what I did for Inoue, that's what I did for Crawford, that's what I did for a lot of guys that moved up.
No, you're right. You're right. I forgot that. I forgot he didn't really move into it.
And you also got to think about it that I'm not knocking him, but I'm just saying, did he look like a pound for pound fighter with Sebastian? Did he look like one?
Oh wait.
He didn't look like. And if he would have got beat, Sebastian beat a pound for pound. No, he did not. Not at that weight. Because what we're seeing is Junto, you weren't able to be the same guy at 122 that you were at 118.
What division is this? Third or fourth for him?
This is I think this is his fourth. I think this is his
I mean
fourth.
that's normal though. Like you start seeing human.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that if you cannot stay in character at a new weight, I'm not going to rate you as a pound for pound fighter. You were pound for pound at 118. You were pound for pound at 115. But if you go to 122 and motherfuckers start beating your ass, guess what? You're not pound for pound. Same way.
I agree.
Linares was a great fighter. At 135, he moved up and got his ass beat by a journeyman at 140. You could say that with Leo. But very briefly, Leo made an appearance on my list because you got to give him, his flowers and all that stuff. But, once he lost the Tank and then once Tank dropped that belt, yeah, they both fell off. It's like, yeah, you got to be consistent, bro. It's not supposed to be easy to get on the pound for pound list. Like, no, it's not supposed to be easy. It's really not easy to get on mine. All the guys in there, even Brandon Figueroa, earned it. Yeah, he earned it. He beat Luis Nery for the BC. He just went to England and knocked out Nick Ball for the WBA. He's been a champion at 2 weights. I don't even like the way he fights, but you can't argue with results. He went to fucking England and knocked out Nick Ball. You cannot argue with that, bro. And you're not going to tell me David got a better resume than that. Who did David do that to? Who did he do that to?
Rodolfo, bro.
Rodolfo Delgado, bro. Right now, Rolly is scared, and I really hope that Devin doesn't take the bait, because what you're seeing from Rolly right now is that he's scared. You don't have Manny because Manny's fighting Floyd, and you may not have Devin because now they're talking about Devin and Ryan, which means, Brody, you don't got nobody to fight but your mandatory. You got to fight Giasov. If you don't got Manny and you don't got Ryan and you don't got Devin, yeah, you got to fight your mandatory, bro. And not for nothing, that's the fight I want to see you in, because I know you're going to get knocked out.
Oh, yeah. Giasov's going to fuck him in the butt.
He's going to fuck him in his ass, bro. All right? You ready to see that, bro? Ready to see that, Undefeated? Undefeated been sitting there quiet with his dick out. He's scared.
I'm folding clothes right now, guys. My mom said I had to.
Folding clothes?
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit. He's in trouble. He's
yo,
PS5, bro.
Yes, sir.
Last night.
Make sure you whisper, bro, so she doesn't hear you, bro.
hey, I got curfew in about 10 minutes. Last night I went out with this girl, bro, and we were at a nice part of Dallas. It's a Victory Plaza, bro. Really nice. There's
a nice part of Dallas.
Bro, do you know where the Mayweather gym is at? There's a Mayweather gym right there? Bro, completely empty, bro. Empty.
You're lying, word?
Manín, es que ese nombre no significa nada, Manín. Mayweather, it doesn't mean anything.
Bro, everything that dude touches turns to shit.
There's a Mayweather gym near me, bro. It's been under construction for like the last 5 months, and recently they put like a foreclosure notice on the on the door.
They should have put the Mayweather gym in Oakland, bro. That's known as the Gayborhood.
Yeah.
No, they should have put it in Austin.
That name is that the Mayweather name don't mean like if it was the Mike Tyson gym, I promise you it would be doing better business. If it was like the Mike Tyson
Oh
gym
yeah.
or some other, if it was the Canelo gym, anybody other name, but the Mayweather ain't nobody. Come on, bro, that name
Bro, if it
don't
was a
mean nothing,
Canelo
bro.
gym, that would have a waiting list, bro.
Yeah, you
You know what
gotta
I'm saying?
people gotta like you. I mean, it was nobody liked you, bro. Nobody.
Nobody like that. Te lo estoy
You
diciendo
built
que
your career off no one liking
por
you.
más que yo joden ese muchacho Canelo, te lo estoy diciendo. If you put his name outside the fucking gym, there's gonna be people in there training. Yes, yes, there will, bro. Yes, there will. If you put the Mike Tyson gym, because they opened a couple of Mike Tyson gyms in Dubai and they get business. But the Mayweather name, eso no significa nada, my nigga.
Nah,
Hey,
hell
Re-
no.
no, listen. Do you
No,
Bro,
want to
even
no
learn?
way.
regardless
Listen,
of
no.
boxing,
Do you want to learn how to fight like a bitch? Because here at the Mayweather gym, we can teach you how to fight like a bitch.
and we'll teach you after hours when no one's there.
No
Done.
way. If
Right?
bro, if Canelo showed up to a gym in Dallas, that shit would shut down city blocks, bro. We wouldn't be able to fucking move.
I'm trying to tell you, there's names in boxing that retain value, irrespective of whether they're winning or losing. There's names that retain value. The thing with Mayweather, which is the irony, is he tried so hard throughout his career to keep an unblemished record, and it counts for so little in his retirement. That well, congratulations, you kept your O, but who fucking cares? Who the fuck cares,
No, bro,
bro?
that was a heavyweight record, bro. That wasn't even a welterweight record.
You got to calm down, Undefeated. I know you had a lot of pre-workout, but you got to calm down. You got to be smooth like Undefeated.
First of all, watch your
Undefeated is
fucking
smooth,
mouth.
bro.
I'm not
That was real talk.
undefeated.
I ain't got no
That's
gay
real
voice,
talk.
bro. That was real talk, bro.
You
You know what
can
I'm
make
saying? No,
more
no,
than two lines when you're working out, man. Man,
yeah,
come on.
I like Undefeated. He's real fucking monotone. He's like a fucking communist.
Yeah,
Shout out to
yes,
shout out to
yes, sir.
communism, bro.
Shout out to Mao
Ooh,
Zedong, bro.
Fuck you,
okay.
undefeated.
Mao Zedong, bro.
Mao
So
Zedong, bro.
Bro,
so
just
yeah,
fucking
like
close,
Shout out to
undefeated.
Iran.
so what's going on is Rolly is terrified now. Like if you really go to his page, you could see that he's nervous because you don't have an out now. You don't really have an excuse to not fight that Uzbek. And the shit is, look, I don't even think Giasov is all that. Like Giasov is not actually all that to me. He's like a B to a B minus fighter. He's a good fighter, but he's like a B minus. But he's a cut above a Barroso. That if you had to go through all that with Barroso, bro, this fucking guy is gonna kill you, bro. And you don't have a choice. You have to fight him. I don't.
It kind of
I don't.
reminds me of the Demetrius Andrade situation with Janibek back in the day, where
So,
freaking
No es verdad.
Demetrius is
Es que,
making drunk videos
Well,
calling out Eubank.
I mean,
so
Now
the
he's
me
making
VP,
shared
gusta.
posts.
I'm a star. You a star. I'm a star. So why don't you fight me then? When
Hey,
you
dude,
ever seen a
he
champion,
can bring Giasov to Amazon.
bro? When
Superstar
you
over
ever
there, bro.
seen a champion begging a contender? You a champion begging a contender. You a star. I'm a star. Get the fuck out of here.
And
I think
drunk, no
Rolly.
less.
I think Rolly is nervous because I think this is one of the first times he's just not gonna fight a familiar face because he knew every goddamn body at the PBC. So he was
Eso
he
lo
was
que es.
fighting amongst his friends outside of Barroso. He was fighting amongst his friends.
Es que él se quiere quedar en ese circle jerk de Ryan y Devin y todo eso mamagüevo. I don't like none of those kids, bro. Te lo estoy diciendo. I
No,
don't like
yeah,
Ryan.
get rid of
And I
all
don't
of
like
them, man.
Devin.
Sí, pero
Shoot. Pero, con Ryan y Devin, as much as I don't even care about their rematch, because I don't give a fuck about Devin. I don't care about none of that. But you could argue, yeah, the second fight is going to be bigger than the first one. It's going to sell more pay-per-views because of the controversy. Pero Rolly, if you don't got either of them, te jodiste tú. You got to go fight that fucking Uzbek, bro.
hay que imagínate algo, Jules. Rolly understands like we understand. These guys are good boxers, but they don't have any violence in them. But if you're gonna fight one of these guys with an F and consonants in their names, yeah, you're gonna see blood.
Una de esas gente que vienen de un país que no sirve. Uzbekistan, ese país no sirve. So you know that guy's coming to fight, bro. Ese país no sirve. What do they got over there? Violence. That's what they got.
Yo, so PBC has no money, right? So obviously the money's not coming from Rolly's side. Devin DHP, I ain't got that type of money. So
Es lo que
is
quiere.
Turkey?
Es lo que quiere que Turkey. Rolly wants Turkey to pick up the fight. But bro, fuck that fight. Who fucking cares about Rolly, bro? I want to see the Uzbek
Salama.
versus Rolly. In fact, listen. I want to see Giyasov versus Rolly more than Devin versus Ryan, more than Stevens. I
Yep.
don't give a fuck about none of those kids, but I do want to see violence. I want to see somebody get beat up real bad. That's
Yep.
Giyasov Rolly. I want to see that.
That's a good fight, actually.
We
That's
did
a
last
good
night.
That actually is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to motherfucking Ike. Shout out to the cartel members on the panel. That's undefeated. He's in the cartel.
Hey, arriba, puro Sinaloa.
No sé de qué
Nah.
hablas, güey.
Nah,
No sé
puro
de qué hablas.
Michoacán.
You know what I'm saying? But real shit. And that's what he's scared of. Like, I was gonna do a segment on it, but then I'm like, there's not a lot there to discuss other than this kid's terrified because he doesn't have no options. You gotta fight the Uzbek. It really is that simple. Like, yeah, there's not a lot to digest there. You're just scared, you know.
What happened to Rolly the last few times he didn't fight somebody who went to pick him?
Tú viste.
No, pero alguien que no quería hacer ese pasar por bonito, like Ryan and these other guys, like Tank. ¿Qué pasó? Pitbull casi lo mató. Por poco.
Ese viejo, he hit him with a Bible, bro. He was slapping him with the Bible, bro. And Isak, and Isak, y'all seen what Isak did to him? Like, and it's good though because the illusion. One, I don't really like that the media doesn't call a spade a spade. Look, I'm not going to say Devin is a bum. I'm not going to say that. He's not a bum. He's boring as fuck and he dresses really gay. But is he a bum? No, he's not a bum. Ryan is a bum. Rolly is a bum. Like, these are bums, bro. They're both bums. Mario is a bum. Fuck is we doing? Why is we putting these bums on a pedestal? They're bums.
I mean, I feel stupid just mentioning Rolly and Ron's name and unification in the same sentence.
How bad does the division got to be that that's a unification match?
Exactly.
How bad
sounds
does
like
it
a
have to be?
paradox, dude.
Historically,
Can
this
you
is
believe
historically
this
one
shit,
of the
man?
worst welterweight divisions of all time.
I can't think of a worse one. I can't think of a time where it was ever this bad. I can't.
Facts.
The welterweight division has always been a historically strong division. Some cycles were stronger than others, but it was never weak. It was never like this. This is the worst welterweight division I ever seen. And
I think Sean Porter will be undisputed nowadays, man.
Con esta gente, bro, he'll beat
Hell
the
yeah.
shit out of all these kids, bro.
All
He'll
of
beat
them.
the fucking shit out of all these kids, bro.
So, who can hurt Sean Porter among these
No,
guys?
y después el mamagüevo dije, oh, I didn't want to fight Manny out of respect. Bro, you was the one talking about fighting Manny. When they asked you about fighting other people, you said no. I want to fight Manny. Now it's, oh, I didn't want to fight Manny out of respect. Get the fuck out of here,
The
bro.
thing about Manny and fighting any other legend is like, you don't have many other options. They fight who the fuck they want.
Bueno, no es eso. No fue eso. Es que at the time that Manny and Rolly was a conversation, Rolly did have other options. There were other fights that he could have had, but he said, no, I want to fight Manny because Manny's a legend. So that now he could say, oh, I didn't really want to fight Manny out of respect, and Manny is broke. No, you're broke. You're broke. The PBC is not going to break the bank to keep you out of the Giyasov fight. They're not. It's not going to go to a purse bid. None of that. They're going to ship you out to Matchroom, and you're going to have to handle that. You're going to have to handle that.
Even
I don't
that
see it
name
no other
sounds
way.
dangerous, man. Giyasov.
Él es peligroso, like to a degree. Like I think Giyasov is better than Stanionis. He's better than Stanionis. He's better than Butaev is kind of good, so it's like 50-50 with a Butaev. But yeah, like he's a dangerous guy. Like he's one of those guys, he'll give you a hard time. And Rolly's not a solid fighter. Like, bro, none of these guys is solid. Barrios, Rolly, you all lose to a Giyasov, bro. You guys are C+ fighters. You all
two
lose.
division champions, by the way. Rolly, not Mario.
Just
via
don't
the
know me, man.
WBA, via the WBA. It's a fucking joke, bro. So that's all that is. As far as Navarrete, what do you guys think about Navarrete being pound for pound? Like, some people don't like that idea, but like I said, I already had him there before yesterday. Like, yeah, he's pound for pound, 3-weight world champion. I don't see how he isn't. What's the argument that he's not?
I mean, I saw some people giving you pushback on having Zerto on it.
and I don't understand that.
I don't either.
You could not like Zerto, even though I don't know why you wouldn't like Zerto. Like you don't have to be a fan of him, but objectively, every belt he ever won was from a champion.
Yeah.
At 168, it was from Arthur Abraham. At cruiserweight, it was Arsene Goulamarian and CBS. How you gonna hate on that? What else is he supposed to do? Would it be better if he got emailed his titles like David? Because that seems to be it. They're like, yeah, y'all like them emails more than y'all like these fights. Y'all like them emails, I guess.
I think they're just confusing like actual skills with popularity. I think that's basically where that stands.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that David does have on him is that he's more popular. Shout out to motherfucking George. Most useful: portal gun, Omnitrix, lantern ring. Portal gun for me. I'd rather that. I don't want a lantern ring. I'm just gonna imagine a giant dildo and point it at fucking Real Talk's house.
And mind you, you wouldn't be the first one to do that. Lobo did it in the comics, so you're just like Lobo, bro.
I'll just come up with a giant green dildo and point it at his fucking house. Everybody in Dallas can be like, "What the fuck going on at Real Talk's house? There's a fucking dick outside his house, bro.
Running towards it.
Dick outside his house, bro. What the fuck going on? You know what I'm saying?
Undefeated and running towards it.
It's real shit, yo. It's real shit, yo. But yeah, I am gonna say that I think there's some bigotry involved in it. I do, because Navarrete is a crafty fighter. You have to have a discerning eye. But like when the body shots was getting in yesterday, right? For example, in the first couple of rounds, like I'll say 3, 4, Nunez was actually hitting them to the body clean. And after that, like round 5, 6, 7, you started seeing, Navarrete's covering that shit. And he's protecting it really well. Like, nothing got in after that. He's a crafty fighter. But, because he doesn't fight like a homo, because he actually tries to hurt the guy and fuck the guy up, some people, they don't like that. I
was impressed with Navarrete. Like,
I
legit,
was impressed.
I was impressed because I picked him to win like a smart gentleman. And...
you did? You did? You can go sit in the corner and feel good about yourself that you did that. You see how he's fucking feeling good.
Petty ass Jules.
He's fucking sitting in the corner feeling fantastic because he picked him to win because
Petty.
Because he's a smart gentleman, is what it is. And
petty gay.
And right? Because he's a smart guy. You got to be smart these days, bro. You got to be smart. And no, he's a crafty boxer though. Like he is. Like. But there's this idea that you have to fight like a fucking homo to be a skilled boxer. Like, no, that has to stop, bro, okay? Duran didn't fight like a homo. Sugar Ray Leonard didn't fight like a homo. Marvin Hagler didn't fight like a homo. So why is it in 2026, you got to fight like a fucking homo to be ranked on the pound for pound? Fuck
because they're homos.
Because they're homos.
I end up funny that none of those guys, fought like a homo, and none of them had like CTE. They don't have like crazy scars on the face, and they fought. All of them fought legends
and 15 rounders too. Esa es la prueba. Esa es la prueba que la gente de ayer fueron más fuertes que la gente de hoy. Because if these guys today had to fight those kind of guys, they would die. They die. They would get a brain bleed and die. But those guys, they were going balls to the wall, 15 rounds. They had more active schedules. They fought better fighters on a regular basis. And Sugar's fine. Duran had some heart problems, I heard, but that's natural. Like, bro, a guy that age, he's going to have some kind of problems at that age.
Jules, them fighters from that era were straight fucking dogs, man. These dudes today ain't nowhere near what they were.
No,
The thing about those fighters back in the days also, well, every generation waters down, but by the time passed by. And even in boxing, we can see it. Like, for example, that generation of Mayweather, what was the biggest thing? They don't move their fucking head. They're stick fighters. So you always going to get in with an overhand right or with a left hook. Back then, that's why you see guys who, especially me who likes to watch, like all fights, because so many microscopic things are happening, in like just one round that you get entertained like crazy in a 15-round fight. But nowadays, only like 4 or 5 rounds are like cool. Outside of like fight like yesterday, it was like amazing fight. Outside of
You
the
could
first
say
round.
that you could even say that Mayweather's this is gonna be a hot take. I'm gonna say this is a hot take, but you could argue that Mayweather's welterweight division was one of the weaker ones because they weren't welterweights. Those little guys, a lot of them were not welterweights. Marquez wasn't a welterweight. Like, no, these are little guys that moved up. That's what they
What
were.
like
And
Facts.
you could tell because a lot of those guys are 5'6", 5'5", 5'7". Yeah, a real welterweight is more like 5'8" and up. 5'8" and up. Big guys like Sugar Ray Leonard, he was about 5'10".
put it like this?
Tommy Hearns, he's about 6'2", right? Bigger guys, you know.
Put it like this, Jules. Mayweather, who's not a big guy by any means outside of his reach. He always was the bigger, stronger guy in the ring with the longer reach. He never picked somebody's foot smaller than him.
Eso sí, que Chico was bigger than him, but the weird shit is Chico's arms were not that long. Chico's arms were not that long is the thing.
But his body was
Castillo,
brittle, man. He's a brittle
he-
guy.
Cas- Castillo was a little bit bigger than him, but same thing you said, that Mayweather had reach. He had reach over all of his opponents. You know, that's why I think Crawford would beat him. Crawford has more reach than Mayweather. More reach than Mayweather. I think he'd punch over the top of that shoulder roll. Shout out to Sorro. Saw a Mayorga fight yesterday. No lie. He was a bad dude. He was an odd dude. He would fight like an idiot, then throw some heat. Tio Haney, I'm be real with you. I'm be honest. I would pick Ricardo to beat all those guys. Ricardo was a man. Ese fue un hombre, manín. Tio is a little boy. Devin is a little boy,
Listen,
bro.
man.
Mira, esa vaina que él tenía puesta for the Ryan Garcia fight. Tell me that's not the shit you put your cups in at the movie theater. La vaina esa that he had was like doing what I do. If you look at the shit Devin was wearing, it looked like the cup holder at Regal Cinemas. It's like, bro, these is little boys, bro. They all
He's a
are.
Californian, man.
Can you imagine? They wouldn't even be able to handle him in the press conference, dude. They wouldn't know what to say. He'd be going crazy and shit.
That's grown like Ricardo Mayorga, and bear in mind that Ricardo wasn't all that either. Like, let's be real, Ricardo at his very best was a mauler. He was a street fighting kind of guy. But yeah, honestly, I don't think Tio would beat him. I don't think Devin would beat him. That's a grown up. These is kids, literally with little kid strength. Like, y'all don't beat that dude. You don't beat that dude.
People need to give more respect to Mayorga, man, because he only got knocked out or beat by Hall of Famers.
Yeah, he never lost to no bums. That's true. He never lost to George Cambosos.
He did have Vernon Forrest number, which was
Si tú le tirabas un George Cambosos a él te lo mataba, man. Y tú eres loco.
He did have.
No, pero eso es lo que yo estoy diciendo, que no es posible. It's not possible for a Bobby Chacon or a Roberto Duran to lose to a George Cambosos. Who's doing all that, bro? Who's doing all that? Let me see. Don't stop now. I want to hear. Move the refrigerator.
Hey, Jules, he did beat Vernon Forrest though, which was quite an accomplishment. I mean, he had his number, but still.
No, I'm just saying that a lot of these young guys and a lot of the stuff you see now, it just wouldn't be possible, bro. Ryan, quote unquote beating Devin, or George, quote unquote beating Tio, right? Whatever the case, yeah, that wouldn't happen to those guys. It's not possible for a Chavez to lose to a George Cambosos kind of guy. Like, no, that's not humanly possible, bro. No, it's not possible for a Costi Azul to lose to a guy like that.
Different breeds, different times, bro. No way.
Yeah, you know. So
Put it like this, man. Margarito will have a field day with all of these guys.
Listen, Margarito would beat a lot of like he would beat the prime out of a lot of these young guys. And
one of my favorite fighters, by the way.
He's a fun guy to watch, but he's a piece of shit. He didn't have to make.
I mean, like with or without the cement gloves. Which Margarito are we talking about?
Even without him, give me the Margarito that already got beat the fuck up by Shane. You gotta let people finish a sentence, Alex. You're really bad for that. Keep interrupting. You know
My bad. I thought I muted myself.
All right, now, the Margarito that fought Cotto in the second fight, that's without the plaster of Paris. That's with the fractured orbital bone. Mm-hmm. That's after Shane fucked him up. Even that Margarito would be too much for these kids. It'd be too.
Man,
He'd be
but
way too much.
Wait, did Paul Williams fight at 147?
I think he did in the beginning of his career. In the beginning,
but
Yeah,
people seem to
I agree,
forget.
bro. There's like a small clutch of elite fighters right now. When I say small clutch, you could probably count on one hand. That could go back to the 90s and early 2000s and still be dope.
yeah.
And they're
It's
in
a
their
very,
respective
it's
prime
very
weight classes.
small. It's very small, but you know who it is?
Yeah.
It's Usyk, and Usyk has an X factor. I'm always gonna give him this. Usyk has an X factor because Usyk has a Soviet style that the '90s fighters were not used to, and I think that matters a great deal. Those guys back then were not used to that Soviet pendulum stuff. They rarely would have ever seen it. Remember, back then there were not a lot of Soviet era or those kinds of fighters. There were not a bunch of Kovalevs. There were not a bunch of Bivols. Usyk's got that. He has that style. They wouldn't have seen that, and I think that back then that would have threw them off. Inoue, he speaks for himself. That fucking kid, bro. He speaks for himself. Crawford, obviously. Canelo, as I like Canelo, y'all know that, but there are some guys I think would have got him. There are
Yeah,
some
I was
guys
just about to say
him.
I'll put Canelo at like the top middle of the pack if you put him back there.
Yeah,
like he's still a dog. He's still one of the good ones, one of the greater ones, one of the best ones. But there's a couple guys that get him.
Because what I notice about that era of middleweights, like if we're talking about Canelo at middleweight, I don't know, bro. Hopkins, Tony, Jones
boys are
Jr.
movers, bro. Movers.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Canelo,
bro.
but then he wouldn't be just a regular 154. He wouldn't be able
I think
to. Like,
you know what? I think he would have beat Hopkins, but he gets smoked by Roy, bro.
I don't know. Hopkins. The thing is, Hopkins was not a little dude, bro. Una cosa. Hopkins was not a little dude. He's about 6 feet tall, defensively sound, and knows how to handle himself in the pocket.
He can crack too.
Well, here's my thing. His style, his unorthodox style, Canelo would have saw right through that, bro, like crystal clear, bro.
I don't. Like I said, I don't know. It's hard to make that case. It's hard to make that case.
Hey,
when
it's
you
easy
lost
with
to
Roy, though.
Crawford.
Roy dogs him. Roy dogs.
Roy's and there's no shame in that. But like I said,
No,
that's one of the
absolutely not.
instances. That's one of the instances where you got to say that I'm a huge fan of Canelo. I always give him his flowers whenever I can. But if you're talking about sending him back to 160, I think he would have better luck at 168. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
I think he would beat a lot of those European dudes. But is he gonna those ones? No.
Hey, how would he do against Tarver?
Dog him.
Bro, come on. Tarver's too big, bro. Tarver's way too big, bro.
Wait, at 160 or 168?
He's talking about 175. He's talking about 175. You talking about Tarver, bro?
Man, that's
talking about Tarver. That's
Hey,
175, bro.
What do you think about Margarito no cement versus Mayorga? That would be a all-out war, violence.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Out of those two, I would go Margarito because the pressure's consistent. With him, what you see is what you get, but what you get, it'll work. If you want a war, if you want to punch with him, he'll do that. He will. I would go Margarito for that fight. I would go Margarito for that.
Hey, every big fight Mayorga ever won was a crazy punch. Like a crazy chance punch. Like, you know what I mean? He never outskilled anyone. He never
I would say
out-defensed anyone.
A true 50-50 fight between big pressure guys would be Jarrett Hurd Margarito. Because they had the same thing going for them, that they were really big guys, right? Margarito was a really big 154. Hurd was a really big 154. I would give power to Margarito, like well, I don't know if that was power or plaster of Paris, bro, to be honest with you.
I don't know. It was power, Jules. It was power.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Because remember, he knocked out Sergio Martinez back in the days. He took Sergio Martinez.
¿Cómo tú sabes que él no estaba usando esa vaina en esos tiempos? How do you know?
Because the thing is, the first time he got cut, he didn't really have that. He was so microscopic that he wouldn't even go through the glove.
Listen,
that's the thing.
I know you kind of gave it away when you said that's one of your favorite guys, bro. I can't trust you.
No, but to watch,
can't trust you, bro. Like,
to watch,
how you go? You can't say that and then expect me like, that's
subjective. Hey, Jules,
I got Paul Williams.
Dude, ese tipo tuviera preso. I mean, come on.
Paul Williams, Demetrius Andrade. Who would have won?
Paul Williams.
Paul Williams.
People disrespect Paul Williams,
bro.
People disrespect.
Wait. Paul Williams, he did win a title at 147. So
people disrespect him.
He beat Margarito for the BO, I think.
Sergio Sergio Martinez, Demetrio Andrade,
Sergio.
Charlo.
Charlo. Charlo.
Charlo would beat Martinez, you think?
Oh no. Sergio. I thought you were like
Big
Google
Charlo?
again.
Yeah, I think.
No, I
Big,
think
You
Mel.
think Mo
No,
would've got him?
I think Mel Mel could
hell
beat
no.
him. Maul, no.
Hell no.
Maul, no. Mel, yes.
None of them can beat him.
No. I'm gonna be real with you. This is gonna
discipline
sound
jab can
gay.
beat him.
Listen, no. This is gonna sound gay. Maravilla wins the first one. Mel adjusts wins the second one. Because he showed he could do that.
Oh,
He
you meant
showed he
against
could do that.
Yeah.
From
He
fight to
showed he could
fight.
do that. He showed he could do that in the
Sergio as
Tony
well.
Harrison fight,
Yeah.
in the Tony
Yeah.
Harrison fight,
Yeah.
and then the Castaño fight. In both those fights, when there was a rematch, he came back better. And,
No,
and
but
he adjusted.
Sergio as well.
Hey, Jules,
Jules,
I got a
'cause
tough
in the
one.
Paul
I got
William
a tough
rematch, he
one.
knocked him out.
True.
Yeah, in the
Jules,
rematch, Sergio's more dangerous than Charlo.
I mean,
Fuck out of here.
At 154, you
Anyway.
sure?
Yeah.
like remember
Sergio?
in this theory,
You said 147, maybe.
Hold on, you gotta remember in this theory, the current fighter, we're sending them back in time, but in their prime of their weight class today. Like you can't just like
Bro, who's
grab it
doing
and
all
weight
that?
class.
Who's
You know what I
sucking?
mean?
That's fucking Seth, bro. He's unloading his asthma pump.
He's wild.
Wow. Yo, I
We
need your
started
pound for
talking about
pound
the
list,
fights.
bro.
We started
He's
talking
thinking
about
he's
the
going
fights, and
apart.
he got excited, bro.
You
Right?
sure it
Check it
wasn't
out.
cock
Hey,
pop?
Jules,
I was freaking
I got
muted,
one.
bro.
I got a
Yeah,
little
man,
brain
he might have
burn.
been jacking on the live, bro. I mean, I don't know.
Hey,
Whoa.
That was
Pacheco,
definitely
hey,
a cock
Pacheco,
pop.
Pacheco versus Sturm.
Diego
Pacheco and
Pacheco
Sturm.
versus Felix Sturm?
Yeah.
I can't even
Prime,
process
wait.
that.
No, wait. Isn't Prime Felix Sturm is a middleweight, Alex?
That's what I'm saying. 160 Pacheco.
No, not
right?
even. No, not even.
he?
Isn't he a junior middleweight?
He went to
No, he
junior
was a
middleweight.
no, he was a middleweight.
Yeah.
He was a middleweight.
But bro, we can all agree he pretty much beat De La Hoya, bro.
No, he beat De La Hoya, but that
Right?
was an that was a shit De La Hoya though.
Yeah.
De La Hoya above
That's
147 was
De La-
shit.
yeah.
De La Hoya
This-
above
he-
147 was shit. You
He didn't
shit.
put the weight
The
on.
panties
Right.
got to him, bro.
I think Pacheco and fucking Stern would be a man. That's a hard one to call.
No, I mean just anecdotally.
Foul matchup.
Anecdotally, if you're talking about Sturm anywhere above middle, yeah, I would go Pacheco. Sturm didn't do much above above middle. He didn't do much.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. Daniel Giel, right? This is a real
Giel.
fantasy fight.
Okay.
Daniel Giel versus Carlos Adames.
Bro, why you introduce that shit like you the first person hears when they call a sex hotline? You was
Bro,
like,
because
Daniel Giel.
listen, bro,
Said
because
Daniel
listen, bro,
Giel.
because you gotta be.
It's like
you gotta,
he said who
my
he
dude,
should not
'cause
be. named.
you gotta be a real boxing fan to even know who the fuck I'm talking about, dog.
That's
Daniel
real.
Giel. That's a name that don't. That's a name that don't get brought up that fucking much. Daniel
Irish
Giel.
that's
motherfucker.
for sure.
Hell yeah.
Australian motherfucker, bro.
Oh,
He's an
yeah.
Australian motherfucker.
He was Australian. Geale. Gale, yeah.
Yeah, Giel, bro. He had the
Yeah,
zeal, the
Giel.
Giel. Fucking Giel.
Him versus who again?
No. You know what? Fuck that shit.
Okay.
Dimitri Pirog, Yanni Bekalim Kanalai, middleweight. Who wins?
Pirog, bro.
Pirog.
Pirog, yeah.
Pirog.
Does
Hell yeah.
everybody say Pirog because of the fucking Jacobs fight or what, bro?
No.
Is this before the injury?
Dude, he didn't fight after the injury.
No, bro. This is on the way to the hospital. Obviously, it's before
Right.
the
I
injury,
think he
bro.
was going to be
Yeah,
one of
he
those
hurt
ones
his
that-
back and prolapsed his anus.
Wow.
Pirog low key, man. His style was really crazy. He used to exchange between like a mid guard to a high guard, back to a Philly shell, move around. Like, nah, man, he has too many weapons. The thing about him, unfortunately, he don't have a big resume, but he had too many weapons.
Let me go to Jose with this. Jose, Prime Kovalev. Prime
Nunca vi que esa
Kovalev.
mujer, Jules.
Espera. Prime Kovalev, Bivol. Who wins that fight?
Kovalev.
I don't know. Wait. Think about it.
I gotta
Think about it. Don't just say because he became
No, fuck you. I'm
undisputed.
taking Kovalev.
Nah, I
You got
thought about it.
one Kovalev.
Evil.
Nah, I'm
pick
still
B-ball.
sticking with B-ball.
B-ball, man.
Yeah, I got
Still
to
sticking with B-ball,
Bro, you
man.
were talking about the
Two sound.
crusher, y'all.
Two sound.
Hey, and you know what? Better be able
Prime
to.
for prime.
Better
Was
was
a
more
bit
of a crusher.
himself.
He was more of a
Right.
crusher.
See, I'll tell you what that I think I'm fairly confident Better Beef would have got Kovalev. That's why I don't bother with that. I'm fairly confident he would have got him. But what makes the Bivol fight interesting is Bivol doesn't have stopping power like that. So this is going to be a 12-round fight. And And Kovalev, if you're talking like, Kovalev's a racist, whatever it is, he is a racist. Like, he's fucking racist. But I'm saying that prime Kovalev was not a pressure guy. He was a boxer. He had a great jab. Like, yeah, Kovalev was a boxer, bro. He wasn't just a bruiser. He was a boxer who hit hard. That's what he was. He had power, but he had a hell of a fucking jab. So I'm saying Kovalev, Bivol, prime Kovalev, the best Kovalev you ever seen, versus Bivol. Who wins that fight?
I got Bivol on points. I think he outslicks
like
him.
Jules. Yeah,
Likewise.
exactly. Jules, you
Likewise.
said yourself. You said you see it going 12
Also the
rounds.
speed,
If it goes 12, that's a Bivol fight, bro.
Think it's a Bivol fight.
If it
It's a
goes 12,
Bivol
that's a
fight.
Bivol fight.
Kovalev didn't have the best stamina, but shoot, it would be a good fight, good battle of the jab though.
No, I got Kovalev
What about-
stopping him way.
Kovalev, Vozdik. Who wins that fight?
Kovalev.
Yeah, I'm still taking Kovalev.
Yeah, I'm taking
Fucking
Kovalev
knew-
on
I
that one.
fucking knew everybody was gonna pick. I fucking knew everybody was gonna pick Kovalev.
No,
George
but-
said,
Who you got?
perfect heavyweight, Valuev's body, Patterson's speed, Shavers' power, Greb's stamina, and Ali's skill. What do you guys think?
Pretty damn close.
Frankenstein?
I'm
Shavers'
be
power.
honest with you. No. We got different perspectives. I don't believe in big heavyweights. I don't really like big heavyweights. So where you think that it would be perfect for him to have a Valuev size, I disagree with you. I'm of the opinion, I'm like Angelo Dundee and a lot of the old coaches. I believe the perfect heavyweight is a pocket-sized heavyweight because it makes for a very small target, right? So you'd have heavyweight power. You're really talking about Mike. If you want my honest opinion, I think the perfect heavyweight is a focused Mike Tyson. A focused Mike Tyson. Yeah, a lot of guys today is not beating him. No, and they won't be able to keep him out. They won't be able to keep him off, and they won't be able to hit him. But he hits hard enough that if he hits them, he'll put them out. To me,
Yeah,
the perfect heavyweight is a pocket-sized heavyweight.
Valuev looked like he was part Bigfoot or something, man. That guy was.
Yeah, he looked like a fucking Sasquatch.
What
That
Usyk
guy.
is showing everybody now.
But Usyk falls under that category for today's division. You know that, right? That
But I'm saying he's that short heavyweight. He's that small heavyweight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, compared to these guys, like because
Yep.
he's not a little guy. Like Usyk is not necessarily a little man. He's 6'3". He just looks little. Next
Yeah,
to all
because
these
like
fat
back
guys.
then, wasn't the average heavyweight like between 6'3" and 6'5" back in Mike's
Yes,
time?
sir. Yes,
So yeah,
sir.
that it proportionally, yeah, Usyk is Mike then.
Big dick
Proportionally.
Asian locker room, bro.
There
That's
you go.
like
Yes,
you
there
like
you
to
go.
say.
Boomski, bro. You know what I mean?
Shout out to
Fucking clown.
Cervecero. Saludos IQ. Y'all remember Canelo versus Paul Williams fight was supposed to happen? How do y'all I'm gonna be look. You listen. It's not because I'm Mexican. It's not. It's not because I'm from Jalisco. I think Canelo was gonna win that fight.
Yeah.
If you remember Paul, Paul was a better Willie Nelson. Whose mic is doing all that? You can leave if your mic gonna do that. Either fix it or leave. Paul was a pressure guy. En eso tiempo, Canelo was a counterpuncher. En eso tiempo, Canelo was not a pressure guy. He used to hang back, hit you with the uppercut. He was a counterpuncher. You say what you want. If they would have fought, I think Canelo would have won. I absolutely do.
Canelo would have blew his back out before the motorcycle did.
Shout out to blowing his
Damn,
back
bro.
out, bro.
Damn, bro.
I really think Canelo would have won that fight.
Yeah.
Canelo at 154 and at 160 was a counterpuncher. He doesn't really become a pressure style fighter until 168, really until 175 with Kovalev getting in the high guard and countering out of the high guard because the guys are so fucking tall, bro. He has to do that. It's like, well, I can't hang back and set a trap. These guys are taller than me. I gotta go to them. But at 54 and 60, yeah, he's a boxer puncher, bro. He's a counter puncher, and I think he would have won that fight.
It would look eerily similar to the Callum Smith fight or worse.
I think Paul might have given him some problems, though, dude. I'm not saying he would have won, but I
don't think it would have been easy, country. I agree with you. I don't think it would have been easy, but I think he would have caught him with a hot one. I really do. Because in that time, if you was gonna come to Canelo, if you were gonna close the distance on him, yeah, that played right into his hands in those times. He's a counter puncher back then.
That's
He
what he
wasn't
wants.
a
Not,
mauler.
not only that, not only that, I kind of feel like Paul Williams were never really the same after that knockout from Sergio Martinez.
También. Después de ese pecozón. Shout out to JGO. Joe Frazier versus Usyk at cruiserweight. All right.
Whoa.
All right. Listen. Don't say nothing. Don't talk to me. Don't fucking talk to me. Don't say nothing, country. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
Damn.
Because I love Usyk and Usyk loves me. But
No,
Joe
he don't.
might get him. Joe might get him. Yeah, Joe might get him. Joe
Bro,
is a
not- what you mean,
15.
Jules, what
Joe,
you mean, Mike, bro?
Joe
Come
is
on,
a.
bro.
Joe is a. I'm just saying because it's not. It's obviously not going to happen. But I'm just
Yeah, I
saying, if you want to know what do you need, who the fuck is whispering so loud?
Hey, who-
If you
I
want to
don't
know what you need, if you want to know what you need to beat Usyk, it's what Joe has: unrelenting pressure, a left hook from hell, durability, stamina. Joe ticks off on all those boxes. What Derek Chisora was able to do for a couple of rounds, Joe's gonna do that all night. I hope you're right. Yeah, Joe's gonna do that all night. That's not it. That is not a good. That's really
Bro,
not a
Joe's
good
gonna fight in
fight.
round 12 like it's round 3. Like, bro,
That's
with the
not a
same stamina,
and
same
I'm a
endurance.
Usyk guy. I'm a Usyk guy, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a good fight for Usyk,
You know, also
bro.
what we have to give a little credit to Canelo, just because of the fact that in any era he's a small middleweight and a small super middleweight, even smaller super middleweight.
Pequeño,
By
manín.
any era.
Deed said Yanni Beck versus Ryota Murata. Who wins? That's actually a good fight. That's actually a good fight.
I rock with Yanni on that one, man.
Yeah, I think Yanni Beck wins that one.
Referee stoppage, I think.
I don't know, cause like who beat the fuck out of Ryota except for fucking Triple G?
Triple G.
I'm not talking about losing cause Rob Brandt, he boxed him up real good. He did box him up real good, but y'all see what he did to Rob in the rematch. Fuck, man, Ryota could have been a star, man. He went out like a bitch. He lost to Golovkin, bro. Big fucking deal, bro. He fucking lost to Golovkin.
Did he retire after that loss?
Yeah, he did. He retired after that.
Hey, in that
fight.
one round, he did hurt Golovkin to the body for a few seconds too.
Yeah,
he just didn't pile on.
Caught his attention.
Almost the left hand.
Papa Foundry said Jin Suzuki versus Mario Barrios, battle of the bums. You want my
I'm gonna
honest
go
opinion?
Sasaki, man.
See, he fucking took the words out of my mouth. Jin is a fucking moron. He is a fucking moron, but he hits fucking hard, bro. Y'all see what he did to the last guy he fought?
Jin knocked out Mario Barrios.
Hey, Jules, are you saying Sasaki versus Barrios is a fucking?
Was that the
I'm
one
sorry.
when he was covered up? And
That's fight of the year right there.
And then he turned around and just whacked him with that one punch and put him on his ass.
That's the one. That's the one that you talked over Alex to tell me about, country. That's the one.
I was like, hey, good country, Roman.
Yeah, well, you know what? People talk
No, because you talked over Alex. Yeah, well, you talked over Alex. Okay, that's what you
All
did.
right, Alex, I'm sorry. Jules, fuck you.
I can hate you guys, man. So you're saying Sasaki
that's not
versus
a bad fight, though. It's not a bad fight.
It's not. So you say Sasaki versus Barrios is like the Uber Eats title and shit? It's gonna be an Uber Eats belt.
That's for the H&M. That's for the H&M belt at 143, bro.
It's for the Sheen and Temu belt, bro.
You know what they should make? Brian Norman versus Mario Barrios. They should make that.
Oh my god, yes.
That's not a bad fight.
Bro, matter of fact, when they post it, if you tune in and watch, you should get a check in the mail.
Honestly, yeah, like a $2-3 check to buy like a cheeseburger.
They should give us a reparations check.
Yeah.
Yo,
yeah, you have to
that's
do that.
hilarious.
George said Sam Langford. Come on, bro. Like we get Sam Langford at today's. You know what? Just because this welterweight division is dog shit, let's go Sam Langford, bro. Because this who the fuck he got to worry about? Rolly? Ryan? I'm
Mario.
Sam, bro. You got to look out
Great
for
Ryan
Mario.
Garcia, man.
He's a hungry young lion. That Mario Barrios is what he is. He's a hungry young lion, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you want to watch a public execution, then yeah, sure goes. I would say go with Sam.
You go Sam Langford, bro.
I only like Mario Barrios because I know I'm gonna see Myra in the crowd. That's the only.
Esa es la única razón, ¿no es verdad? Única razón.
Claro.
Let me think. I already decided. I think James Toney would have beat Gennady Golovkin, and I stand on that. I really think he would have beat him. But do you think Bernard Hopkins would have beat him at 60? You know, do you think he would have beat him?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think he could because remember he was the giant killer. He was always fucking people up that were supposed to be great.
That's true. That is true. What do you think, fellas? What are you so quiet about? You fucking scared?
Yeah, they are.
Es que tú hablas muy duro, man. Perdón,
Which is-
Dios.
Oye.
Wait, I can't hear him. So what was the question?
Sitting down or standing up to pee? How do we do this?
Standing, bro.
Handstand.
Only country sits down.
You need to give me more time, man.
Bro, I gotta get on a ladder and then I
Fuck
pee,
you,
bro.
Seth.
You know what I mean?
I'm a big fan of the handstand piss.
All right. Let me think. What's a good one?
I'll tell you what's a good one. Me indulging in how we're fucking Iran shit up right now and sunk 9 of their naval ships.
Let me say this. We'll get to Iran. Antonio Tarver, Sergey Kovalev. Who wins that fight?
Kovalev.
Kovalev.
I think I'm about to go Kovalev too.
I think
I
Antonio
gotta go with
Kovalev
Kovalev too.
You got another super chat.
I do. Where?
Georgia Patriot.
Let me see. Wait. Let me see. My super chats is backed up. Let me see.
Damn, my bad, y'all.
That's the very last one.
Well, yes. No, I read that one. Country, the Sam Langford one. I read that.
Versus today's 147. You did?
Yeah. I read that.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
Oh
My
yeah,
bad.
the Iran shit. The Iran shit is really playing out like the Venezuela shit, to where the people are for it because it would end the Islamic regime. And if you know anything about Iran, like, look, dog, I didn't all of a sudden find this out. I've known this for years, that like Iran didn't always used to look like that. If you look at old pictures in the 70s of Iran, right, it was a regular place. And then I think they said in the 80s the Islamists took
79.
over. And you know, 79. And you know, that's how it became the way that it is now, that they've been occupied for a long time. So when people say that Iran, that the people of Iran, I should say, not the government, but the people of Iran have wanted to be free for decades, Brody, that's not new. I've been new that. It's not propaganda when they say that. They want the United States and others to liberate them. That's not new. That's not propaganda. That's been the case. So, you know, it is what it is. Go get them. Go get them, Tiger. You know?
Social Join
Shut up.
says Calzaghe versus Kovalev. What do you think?
Ooh. I'm gonna go Kovalev. I don't
Really?
see Calzaghe. I don't think Calzaghe's getting past that jab.
Do you think he could deal with Calzaghe's speed though? Because he
With
was
the
super
jab, remember Kovalev didn't hold it. Like, Kovalev was not just a strong puncher. They remember him for his power, but he was actually a good boxer. Good feet, good jab. He just, you know, his career didn't pan out towards the end thanks to the alcohol. But
right.
I think Calzaghe was a mid-range guy. To throw all those combinations and hit him with all that shit, got to get mid-range. Well, you're going to have to get past that jab to get mid-range. I'm going to go Kovalev. I think Kovalev would have got him.
Kovalev?
You think he would've knocked him
underrate
out?
Kovalev a lot, man. He's
Yeah.
a cruiserweight right now, whooping ass.
No, bueno, retirado ahora. Shout out to that dude, El Terrible versus El Vaquero. El Diablo.
Oh,
coño,
caliente.
este
Yes, baby.
coño. Espérese un momento. We got to think about that.
You know what? As much as I like El Vaquero, I gotta go El Terrible, man.
What weight, bro? Wait, at what weight?
Well, that's the
At what
question.
weight are we talking about?
That's the question, man.
The lower you go, the more dangerous is for Navarrete, because Del Terrible, he was an animal at those lower weights, man. People seem to forget. People only remember him at 140, but with those battles with the legend Danny Garcia.
You can't forget about Danny Garcia, bro. He's a hungry young kitten.
We set off D-Style, man.
Philly Beast.
D-Style
Hungry young
says
kitten, bro.
Morales wins. Come on. 130 beats him.
Bro, he's a hungry young kid in that fucking Danny Garcia, bro. I still hate that they give him credit for that, but you kind of have to, because I think Terrible had a title, right? Didn't he have the WBC at that time? At
Yes.
140? Yeah.
That's how good he was in all age.
He had to
Morales
fight him
was still
twice.
champion.
Oh, shout out to George. Wilfredo Benitez versus Crawford at 147. That's easy for me, Crawford. That's easy for me, Crawford. Drew said, Jules, are you supposed to get triggered by slurs? Yeah, you know, I mean, that kind of speaks to the conversation that we had yesterday, bro. I think it was either yesterday or the day before that. who are the most racist people on the internet. I don't even want to get into it now, but like I
Let's
said,
not.
you could you could look at that conversation and how it played out, and you will have your answer. Because all I said. All I said was, "Hey, Javante never beat the best at any weight that he's fought." It's a fact. It's a fact.
Absolute fact.
You know, but it is what
Yeah,
it is.
I saw it. It is what it is.
You know, he said, "I'm gonna call Ice." I'm like, "Ice, baby." Like, bro, I don't know why you think that. I don't know. Maybe it bothers some other Latino, but not this guy. I don't care.
No, it doesn't.
It
That's
doesn't
just
bother me.
corny.
Because when I was shoveling all that snow, you know what? My fucking back was wet. It actually was. That was the only part of me that was sweating was my back from shoveling all that fucking snow. I don't understand how calling me a wet back is supposed to be an insult. I don't. Yeah, I sweat, you know, because I work.
Yeah, the thing
you
is
know?
also it has. I mean, it doesn't have any historical components of them doing something to you with it either. So why would you give a fuck?
No, yeah, like
that, bro, because Mexicans
no,
do the same exact shit in America.
But he's right in the sense that there's a word. One word does have a negative definition. It means something negative, right? Whereas if you tell me that I'm a wetback, my back is wet, yeah, it probably is, bro. But that's not really insulting. Like,
You know what?
that
That
my
probably
back
derives.
sweats.
You know what I think that derives from? I think it derives from the old slur where they say that a lot of Mexicans used to swim across the river to get to the border. You know, to get across the border, they swim across.
Well,
the
I
river.
am a good swimmer, country. So if you're saying
I
that
know,
my
but
back
I
is
mean,
wet
I think
because I know how to
that's where-
swim,
No,
I
because
think
at the
that's
end
where
of the
that
day,
derives
that makes
from.
no
It's
sense.
great
Where that
fight.
really comes from is work fucking hard. They're wetbacks because they fucking work all goddamn day. Their backs wet because they're work. That's where that shit came from. I don't take that as an
I
insult.
don't know.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
a
not gonna
wetback
pretend
because
to
I
know.
work hard.
No. I mean, I'm just gonna, and you know, it just goes back to the thing. Whether you call me a spick or a wetback, or you're gonna call Ice. Just make sure they bring more for the root beer, because you know I need root beer. That stuff doesn't bother me, bro. I'm gonna tell you the truth that I think we have thicker skin when it comes to that than some other folks. Like, those are just words, bro. They don't. mean
Yeah,
anything.
I've been called.
Yeah,
that
but
before
there's a difference
myself.
between the words. Did somebody like do that and beat the fuck out of you in the process? No.
I don't know. I don't
Who
know,
gives a
bro. I
fuck?
don't know. But I don't think the guy that was saying all that stuff, for example, I don't think the guy that was saying all that stuff experienced what you're describing for that to even matter. What, did that guy work on a plantation? No. So then what we're talking about, what are we talking about? People removed from by hundreds and hundreds of years? No, that doesn't apply to me any more than it applies to him, bro. Like, no, I'm sorry. You got to have thicker skin, bro.
It
Gotta have
boils
thicker
down
skin.
to people who are soft and sensitive to words and people who aren't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
that's how I look at it. That's how I look. Like, you're either gonna let a word bother you. Like, I don't know if the power is sacrificed, because it feels that way to me, that if you resort to calling me racial slurs, right, you're giving it away that you're trying to get under my skin, and it's having the opposite effect. It's having the opposite effect. Like, bro, that shit doesn't bother me. Call me a Democrat. That would bother me. Like, yeah, like, hey, listen.
That pisses me
You know
off.
what fucking Chris called me today? He fucking called me uncultured. That was an insult. Like,
That's
bro, watch your
insulting,
fucking
bro.
mouth, bro.
That
Dude, he
dude
sounds
said
pissed from it.
147 De La Hoya beats 147 Crawford. What do you think? That's not, I mean,
It's not a given. Great fight.
No. 147 De La Hoya was a bad dude. In fairness, he was a bad dude. He's a big dude. He's a fast dude. Obviously had the pedigree. Remember, he's an Olympic gold medalist. So it's not a given that either guy wins that fight. I'll tell you the truth. But because I'm a foundational Black American, I'm gonna lean towards Crawford.
Hailing from Dominica.
Okay. Because I'm
Lord have
foundational.
mercy.
I'm foundational. I'm Black, and I'm leaning towards Crawford, and that's just the way it is. Shout
Hey,
out to
Jules.
Drew. Jules
Is
is the
Jules
Dominican
racially
Clint.
non-binary?
Yeah, I'm non-binary. I have a dick and a pussy, one front and
No,
the back,
what
bro.
the fuck is going on?
Shout out to Chico. Jules is the Dominican Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino. He's getting old. Laughing my ass off, watching it live from now and 2020. You see him, yeah, you could tell. I know, you could tell. I don't care anymore, bro. I used to try to be nice about the shit. Now I just got to be a straight shooter, bro. Okay, I don't care about a lot of shit. Go ahead, bro.
Yo, what was your last pound for pound drop? Do you have it on the recent video?
Mm-hmm.
Which,
But
Which one? I don't think I watched it. You watch it
I
the
could
last
run
day.
it. I could run it down for you. I could run it down for you. You got
All
Usyk
right.
at number 1. Usyk at number
Okay.
1. Eno at number 2. Shakur at number 3. Devin at number 4. Bam at number 5. Bivol at number 6, and he's losing ground because of inactivity. Navarrete at number 7. Zerto at number 8. B-Fig at number 9. Lara at number 10.
You said Lara?
Yeah, I had to give it to Lara's just there as a placeholder, bro. But here's the argument, because I had to find somebody. I had to find somebody who fits my criterion, right? The problem was Crawford retired. Tio got beat. Junto gave up his belt, right? That created 3 vacancies. I had to
Canelo
fill
don't
them.
have titles.
Oh yeah, you
Canelo
have to
has
have
no
a title
titles.
for yours.
You got to have a
that's one
title for
different.
my life.
Yeah.
You got to
Okay,
be a
what can
champion.
Benavidez do to earn the respect to be on your list?
My God, the shit is his. Look, I don't like people think I'm being mean to him. I'm dead ass. He has a thin resume, bro. There's not a lot there. The only champion that he ever won a belt from was Anthony Durrell. Is that supposed to be better than going to England and knocking out Nick Ball? Is that supposed to be better than knocking out Luis Neri? It's not, bro.
And it's crazy to think that Brandon Figueroa has a better resume than David Benavidez.
But be real, he doesn't. Luis Neri is that's a good scalp for him. Nick Ball is a good scalp for him. Then you look at Zerto. Zerto fought a champion for every belt he got. That's not cap. He beat Abraham for the BO. He beat CBS for the BO. Goulamarian for the BA. What did Benavidez do that I'm supposed to look at him and say, okay, well, that is better?
So if he beats Zerto, does he get at that point? I think he's
Yes,
going to
of
hit your
course.
list. He's hitting your list at
I said
that
that
point.
already. I said that already. If he beats Zerto, obviously I'm going to put him on the list. Those are what the rules are. You beat a pound for pound guy, you become a pound for pound guy. And then I look at the rest of your resume, which for David is not a lot. Yeah, he'll get on. He'll get on. Yeah, I promise you, he'll get
10?
on. If he would. And Laura, the argument for Laura, I know you looked at Laura. You're looking at Laura and thinking, what the fuck?
I said, what you doing, bro? What you doing?
But he's got longevity. You have to make that argument for Laura. He has longevity, and that counts towards him. He's a 2-weight world champion. He's been in there with a lot of good fighters, right? And at his age, for him to still be around and have a belt, yeah, you got to give him some grace. Got to give him some grace. He could be at 10. He's at 10, Grim. It's not at 9. It's at 10.
You see, Jules, that's the line of bullshit that you told these people, but I know why you put in there. I know why you put him there, because he knocked out Danny Garcia. That's why.
That is why he's there. Because he deserves it, bro. Okay. He did it for me, Brim. He did it for me. He did it for you.
Yo.
Drew, crashing out over a word is beyond low IQ and lack of emotional regulation. Where does Zerto? No, I'm not gonna do that, Drew. Look, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, because sometimes people need to get checked. Because if you don't check somebody at a certain point in time, they could go even further. See, somebody like you need to get cracked upside your head.
See, you're getting emotional now.
I'm just letting it be known. I'm just letting it be known.
What I'm saying is the 60s. I remember when I marched on Selma. The 60s was not that long ago. So for a long time, there were a lot of people who didn't get to act out for the way that they were treated, right? And they would get called that word all the time. So I understand to a degree why you would want to kick somebody's ass, because there was a time, wasn't that long ago either, where you wouldn't have been able to do that. So I get it. And also, I'm a big fuck around and find out guy. You're not just going to be saying shit and don't find out, bro. Like you're going to find out, bro. You know, so you got to be careful, you know? And yes, the further away we move from that period, the more I think people need to regulate their emotions. But if you're telling me now that, okay, somebody says that and you don't beat their ass, yeah, I'd be surprised, because, well, now you can. And that's the difference. That's how you know there's progress. If some fucking kid in Florida says that shit, you can fuck him up and go home and eat a cheeseburger. I think that there's been progress, okay? I'm not trying to be the historical guy, but like I said, look at what they did to Emmett Till because they thought he whistled at a white woman. Brim can fuck as many snow bunnies as he wants now. Don't tell me there's no progress. There's definitely progress.
Oh, absolutely.
They thought I don't even know. To my knowledge, I don't even know that he whistled at the woman. I think she was lying, and I think it later
She
came out that
made
she
it
was
up.
lying.
Yes, she was lying. And the
So
problem is she didn't pay the price for it, and she died in
no, but
2000.
yeah, because she said it before she said it right
Yeah.
before she died. So, so there's like I said, there's things I understand, and there's things that I'm gonna call out.
Yeah,
There's
and
things
that's
I
the thing is,
understand, there's things I'm
and
gonna
that
call
takes
out.
you to like I hate Democrats in this capacity. The word woke has shit to do with what it is today. Woke is understanding our black historical significance in the capacity where it's been forgotten, swept under the rug on achievements, progressions, and dealing with just real life history of us as a people. That's what that really means. The word
I first started hearing people say woke maybe over 20 years ago. And the most that I'll tell you is, I'm not as long-winded as Brim. Brim's got big fucking lungs, bro. He could talk for hours. But it's a word that has definitely been co-opted by the Democratic Party, and you cannot convince me of otherwise because they've attached all this shit to it that I remember when motherfuckers used to say that, and all this other shit y'all attach. I don't got nothing to do with that shit. I'm just saying.
Nothing to do with it.
Jules, I'm glad you. Hold on, I
exactly
gotta say this. No, I gotta get this up. Jules, I'm glad you said that. I was just telling my dude the other day. I remember in the late '90s, early 2000s, if somebody was like, "Well, I stay woke," that just means I'm on point. I pay attention. I don't miss nothing. That's it. It was that simple. Had nothing to do with politics, all this bullshit. Yeah,
exactly. Like they've co-opted the word to mean all these different, Palestine. Get the fuck. Yeah, those things don't got nothing to do with each other, bro. And y'all attach all the homo shit to it. Yeah, homie. I'm just saying 20 something years ago when motherfuckers was saying stay woke, they wasn't talking about all this gay shit and this weird shit that
they
y'all
hijacked
attached to
it and changed the meaning, bro.
Yeah,
I don't want it back.
The Democratic Party co-opted that word, and now y'all attach all this other bullshit to it. It don't got nothing to do with it.
I thought I was the only one trying to tell people this shit about the word woke, bro.
I said that a long time ago. Shit's been pissed me off. Pissed me the fuck off.
I stand on what I said though, Brim. I stand on what I said yesterday. The most racist people I've ever encountered online are the black guys, because I got to be a wetback, and they got to call ice on me because Javante never fought the best in any division.
And you're Mexican, even though you're not Mexican.
No, we're all Mexican, Drew. Fuck it. We're all just Mexicans out here. Country's Mexican, bro. He's from fucking
It's Mexican style. It's Mexican style.
Mexican style.
I do my job. I do.
I have my daily ass getting called
and then the worst thing is that you're saying that I'm a Mexican, like I'm gonna get offended by that. Like, why would that be offensive, bro?
Like it's an ad hominem to talk down to you.
Why would I get offended? But you're gonna call ICE? Ooh, like, yeah. Come on, bro. Don't get fucking partner.
You guys used to say work under fucking high school in New York playing a dozen.
But that.
No way, but it's like you said. It when they take it there, because it always goes there.
Yeah.
It activates something in our minds that, you're upset.
Yeah.
You're trying to get me upset.
Yes, and because I know you're trying to get me upset, is having the opposite effect. Like
now I'm laughing at you because you're sensitive and emotional.
Like you got misery in your soul right now, and you trying to pass it to me. Like, nah, bro.
Call ICE and don't forget to call root beer with them, bro. Okay, call them all, bro, and we'll have a fucking party.
You know what's funny though? You saying this story, I could tell he might not tweet it, but I can tell he thinks it when people are going at him about Usyk and he not liking him because of why Najee will say some shit privately like this because it's just how he's reacting with Usyk. Everybody's pointing out his hypocrisy with Usyk. Like, you guys don't do that to Tank. You don't do that to Tank, my dude.
Yeah, I expected better because I personally expected better because Najee is from my city. So for you to block me because you don't got a retort, that's kind of weak, bro.
Oh yeah, dude, you a hoe.
He blocked me. I said the thing about Tank, and I said something about Benavidez. I forgot what it was. I said, the reason he got Benavidez there because he trying to get that interview. After that,
damn. Or no, he's trying to keep the interview. Remember, he's interviewing before,
bro. He blocked me, bro. I'm like, come on, dog. Like you got to have thicker skin, man. But hey, what gets me about this guy, like I said, is these are the people that cover boxing now. This is what passes for an analyst or a pundit now. And it's like, you need somebody to explain to you why a guy who's been competing at champion level for literally 10 years across 3 weight classes, you don't think he's pound for pound? And it can only be for one or two things. He's a Mexican guy and he doesn't fight like a homosexual. That's got to be it, you know. I don't know. You know, it is what it is. Shout out to motherfucking George. Why don't I ever hear y'all being called Spaniards? Because the Spaniards is the people. I ain't even gonna say that. I was gonna say because the Spaniards are the people that conquered our people, but we're part Spaniard. Whether people like to hear it or not, it's the truth. You can't be Mexican and not have Spaniard in you. You can't be Dominican and not have Spaniard in you.
Last names. Most of our last names are Spanish last names.
Exactly, bro.
Fucking idiots.
Bro, hell yeah.
I'm not. Yo no hago esa vaina que Mario Barrios hace. You know that he tries to be the Azteca, bro. You're not Azteca nothing, bro. You got Spaniard in you.
You're too tall to be Azteca. You're fucking too.
like we all like bro. If I'm not the Taino Indio, bro. I'm not, bro. I am the byproduct. I'm in the middle of a sentence. I am the byproduct of sub-Saharan Africans and Europeans. Without both of them, I don't exist. Without both of them, so I'm not gonna play this game where no, those are the colonizers and they good.
Shut
All right, you fucking sub-Saharan African.
I did a genealogy on my shit, fellas. I did a genealogy. My first ancestor with my last name came here on the boat with Cortez. I got the Catholic Church records, so I am half conquistador. Like I don't give a fuck.
No, because they try to act like it's a bad thing. Like, listen, you fuck. And I see all the dorks. I see all the Democrats. Like, listen, Brody, I'm sorry that you want to be more Mayan. Or whatever. You want to be more indigenous.
Acapulco.
But it doesn't work that way, bro. You are only here because Europeans raped some broads. Yes, that's the only reason you're here. And without that, you're not here. Neither am I.
And
the only one who would be here is probably country. Honestly, like he'd be here, but not me.
Hey, let us not forget. Let us not forget when the Europeans came over to the West, bro, further west. Oh, shitload of these motherfucking Aztec, Mayan, all these tribes with the French, the English, and all that shit.
Too told to be indigenous, real talk. You got all kinds of European in your ass.
Yeah.
You might have some Nordic in you.
I don't got nothing in my ass.
Bro, there was no such thing as a 6'2" fucking Aztec,
Thank you,
bro. So you can get the fuck out of here, bro.
If you ain't Isaac Cruz's, if you ain't,
you fuck boy.
Listen,
you still too tall.
You ain't the last of the Mohicans, motherfucker.
Yeah, if you ain't Isaac, bro. Tell these motherfuckers, Jules, if you're not Isaac Cruz's height, you ain't majority indigenous.
Honestly, exactly, bro.
What they would call mestizo, man. That's for sure. We got a Heinz 57 mix in my line.
You know what it gets me when people talk about all those things, like all the colonizers or whatever. I mean, first of all, you weren't there. That happened like almost 1,000 years ago. And second of all, are you mean to tell me like you okay people sacrificing, like people on a rock, like taking their heart out and shit like that?
No, porque tú crees que estos pendejos, tú crees que estos pendejos de hoy, that they want to go back to those times? Oh, because you're more of a Mayan. So are you ready to eat somebody's heart? Are you ready? Are you ready to be sacrificed to Quetzalcoatl, the sex god, so you get fucked in your ass for all eternity?
The funny thing is, fellas, they want us to feel bad for our ancestors having the balls to get on a ship, come over here and do what the fuck they got to do to survive.
What I don't like about what they do is that it's rooted in hate. Because if I view Lo Taino Indio and the sub-Saharan Africans as my ancestors, if I'm going to do that and I view them as my ancestors, the Europeans are my ancestors too, you fucking idiot, because they raped all of them. It's all the shit, it's all together. It's like the Andre Ward thing, Drew, that there's no Andre Ward without that white man. I'm sorry if that bothers you, but it's the truth. There's no Andre Ward without his white daddy. It's not.
But the only one who's not talking about his white daddy is the man himself.
Oh, I know, but it's just that when motherfuckers was claiming them, right? It's like somebody did this in a Facebook group. I'm not this big an antagonist, They said Andre Ward is the best white fighter in the history of the
Well,
super
I mean,
middleweight.
Here,
The great, hey, the great
Hey,
white
that's like
hope.
the people who
Two
say that
things.
Elon Musk is the
Two
richest
things.
African in the world.
Two things. One, Mexico itself is very ethnically
He's
diverse.
African.
There's a ton of diverse of ethnicities in the country of Mexico. A great example. Look at Canelo. He looks like an Irishman, pale white skin,
That's 'cause
red
his
hair,
grandfather's Irish.
freckles, but he's pure Mexican. His
No,
culture.
listen, country, not necessarily, because the Irish and the Mexicans have a history.
They do.
It's a long, it's a long thing. But
They
the point that I'm making
fought
is
on Mexico's side in the war against America when they fought it way back when.
the point that I'm making is you don't get to pick who your ancestors are. You don't get to pick what portion of it you like. If you are a modern day Mexican or a modern day Dominican, whether you like it or not, you don't exist without those colonizers. Period. You don't exist. You're not the fucking Inca. You're not the fucking Maya, the Azteca. I'm not the Taino. I am the byproduct of a lot of things, and so are you. And you need to fucking grow up and accept that, because you're not sitting in the woods pointing darts into colorful frogs and hunting shit, bro.
And Jules, hey, and you know what libtards need to grow up and fucking accept, amongst a million other things? When they say, "Oh, this is stolen land," my response is, "Correction, conquered land." Next question.
No, yeah, it's conquered land.
I just call them sore losers. I'm like, man,
fucking
exactly, bro. Like, this is the way it's
And-
been
and-
since the beginning of time.
And you got to do it. You got to do it the old school way with the accent. Not losers. You're a loser. Like
garage.
You're fucking loser.
Like Eddie says, garage.
Garage. Shout out to Louis P. I'm full-blooded Virgonian. Real talk is Colonian. Yeah, he's from the Culo.
Colonian.
You got
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Louis P. Country is racist. I can't take it anymore. Kick him off. He's racist. Just stop being racist.
He just
Country.
hates
Come on.
everybody equally.
Yeah, he hates us all, bro. Come on. Let me see. I got another one. Shout out to that dude. But world history is different from U.S. history. Relax on the word conquered. It was diseases.
Hey,
in
if you want
Mexico.
to talk history, bro, come on to live. We can do this whenever.
Come
you're
on,
ready.
bro. It was conquered, and diseases are a part of
dog,
fucking
you
warfare.
can
Like, what the fuck? Oh my god, here go these. Alex, you hear these crybabies? Diseases
Yes,
are a part of
bro.
fucking
Yeah.
warfare.
Listen. I just want to know what country back then, what group, what nation was founded on hugs, handshakes, and hand jobs?
Yeah.
Because
Thank you.
Everybody was killing everybody as soon as they met them.
When the Europeans got to Central and South America, bro, there were countless tribes warring with each other, and countless tribes that sided with these so-called invaders and helped them defeat their own people from their own land. So get the fuck out of here.
Well, go even further. We'll go even further.
Point, yes, the diseases brought over from Europe that they had no immunity to here. That decimated a lot of people.
No,
right. But at the same time, it's dynamic.
You got to stop being so long-winded. You got to stop being so long-winded.
Yeah, my
Alex.
bad. You know,
the
I get
point
excited
is, the point is, here's the real point. So fucking what?
Exactly.
So we here fucking now, bitch.
Yes.
We here
They
now,
want
bro.
but Jules, they want to
Yeah, bitch.
relitigate 1000 BC. Like, we need to defend the rights of my great ancestor.
Like, those fucking colonialists, bro. Bro, listen, bro. The Germanics were fighting the Romans, the Slav. Like, bro. There's no history in world history where people are not killing each other. It's all the same story. All of it.
Yo, Jules, the thing about it, the liberal women, they would have hated King Caesar. They would have hated Julius Caesar. They would have hated Alexander the Great. Who's that fat old man, the one that conquered the world, most of the world?
Genghis Khan.
They would have hated Genghis Khan. They would have hated
What the fuck? You don't know Genghis Khan?
What do you call it? They would have hated that other dude, the king of Babylon, Gilgamesh. They would hate a lot of these guys. Liberals would have.
The point is that the point is, don't pigeonhole one group of people, because what they're really doing is what they're really trying to do. And once again, I'm old. I don't have time to play with people. You're trying to pigeonhole all the Europeans as being inherently violent, as if the people in the brown countries were not also inherently violent, as if the Native Americans who were here before the Europeans came here weren't literally fucking killing each other. They were. They were all killing each other.
They legit sacrifice each other. Burn each other,
Yeah, there's a whole
sacrifice
fucking
each other.
movie about them capturing each other and sacrificing each other.
In South and Central America, there were feuding tribes. Like, it's literally the same story no matter what continent you're talking about. Like, look, the Maori now that are in Australia, right? That, you know, same thing, the fucking colonials, Brody, you guys landed on there and killed the people that were there, bro. Literally, you killed the indigenous people that were there, and people might view you as being indigenous. No, you landed there and killed the people that were there. That's what happened. It's the story of the world. So don't tell me. Don't tell me to pigeonhole people. Don't tell me to pigeonhole people because of what really is your bigotry. Yeah, the Europeans were violent, and so was everybody else in the fucking world. They were all violent.
They would all enslave each other too, man. So it's not like one group of people. Everybody, people, you know, different tribes and native tribes did that. You know,
bro, ancient Egypt. In ancient Egypt, literally one of the oldest known civilizations. You know what they had?
Slaves.
Yep.
The bad thing about it, Jules, there was a queen of Egypt. I forgot her name. She was literally like conquering lands. I'm like, it's like I told you.
Jews?
I think I forgot her name. I forgot her name. She was a queen.
Cleopatra.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, there's Cleopatra and some other like her general. They were doing like stuff. So my point is exactly, bro. Like I have an idea what we could do with liberal women. Let's send them to Iran and we get the Iranian baddies. I think that would be a good idea.
I've always thought that, you know what? If you guys love these countries so much, you should just go live there.
Yes, thank you.
Go live there.
Honestly, it'd be a good idea too. But another good thing is they get liberals and we get their baddies. I think that'd be a good idea. I mean,
yeah, I think it's a fair trade. I think it's an even trade. But yeah, like I'm never gonna go for this pigeonhole version of history as if the whole fucking world, the whole world was inherently barbaric. The whole thing. So stop telling, the Europeans could
Jews, bottom line is
they were the only violent ones.
We've been fucked up for eternity. Move accordingly.
My dude, somebody said this, not even me. I can't take the credit. I wish I could. Cain and Abel were the only two people on the planet, and one killed the other, bro. We have been inherently violent forever. And we will be. Because, you know, we're not supposed to be ruling each other. That's just the reality of it. We're too corrupt to rule each other. But all humans are violent. Don't tell me that these humans are more violent than these. No, they're all violent, dog. All of them. Everywhere.
The bad part about it,
all the time.
Joe, I think the bad part about it is they live in such a deluded la-la land. I'm like, dog, like, honestly, like, how can you think so stupid? Do you realize in order for us to run a country, someone has to be conquered. I mean, that's just how the world works. Someone has to go down.
The thing is, it's champagne activism, because it's easy for you to take, you know, for them, let's say, to take these virtuous stances because they're not the ones doing any of the fighting. If you knew what some of these people want to do to you, if you were in it, you wouldn't feel that way. You'd be dead. But somebody else is doing the fighting so that you get to complain.
Hey, Jules, can I get the floor for 1 second? And that's why, as the African blacks in America, the fact that they went towards a movement of non-violence to accomplish the goal, and what we now see today in America is part of the reason why I say certain things that I say when people talk stupid, because we accomplished this in a non-violent form, when all the other times, and usually in history, the response has been a violent one between people trying to take over land or whatever the case may be.
My only retort to you, Brim, and I don't even think it's a retort because we're probably on the same pages. I agree with everything you said. Just don't leave out the white people that helped you get there, because
you fucking right about that.
You didn't do it alone.
It took the John Browns. It took the John Browns to make it happen.
Yes, exactly. Like you have to tell the whole truth.
Yeah,
We didn't.
it
We
takes the
got
John Browns
here.
to make it
We
happen. Without the John Browns, this shit don't
all
happen.
got here together. All of them. Yeah, we got here together, bro. Got here together, and
Y'all
we're
got
here
here
now.
together trying to do that while the little hats circumvented the Constitution to have us
Yeah,
here
yeah,
now.
but the shit is but you know my thing. It's not even that I like the little hats. This is my thing with the little hats, Drew. It's not liking them because I don't have an affinity towards them. It's that when you want me to pigeonhole an entire group, you say, "Oh, these little hats are the ones in charge and fucking everything up." Okay, well, let's give power to a different group of people and see what happens. And you know what's going to happen? The
Same shit.
same fucking thing. So I don't
What
actually
are they going to
care.
get kicked out of 184 countries?
Hey, Jules, I'm not gonna lie to you though, bro.
Probably.
Hey, Jules, but the bad part about it, the Little Hats countries, that was created on some bullshit. That was created by them. There was a family that backed that country to help them get created in 19.
No, but no, I get what Jules is saying. You give.
After World War II, I know the whole thing. You're not understanding me. If it's not the little hats, it will be someone else. So who fucking cares?
That's true.
Do you honestly believe if you gave the power that, let's just say, for argument's sake, they have all the power that people say they do, right? I don't even know that it's true, but fuck it. Why not? Let's give it to them. They have all this power. They're running things, all the shit, gay shit, all the shit gets gay, right? Let's give that same power to somebody else. Oh, because they're going to be nicer? Because they're not going to be corrupt.
They're gonna rule fair.
There's going to be fucking rainbows shooting out of people's asses, bro. It's going to be great. Pots of gold. No, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing, bro. Trust me, it'll be the same. So whether it's the little hats or the big hats or the big feet or the big noses or the big dicks or the small ones, it's going to be the same fucking thing.
Hey, Jules, the thing about it, I don't think it's Little Hats. I honestly think, like I've always said this, like there is a regime, and it's not the Little Hats. The regime is being controlled by the devil, which I think is the devil.
Yeah, that's what I believe. That's what I believe. That's literally what I believe.
I think it's the devil, and then I think it's 13 to 14 families. I think a few families run this world. I think they're controlled by the devil, and then they have control of the governments, or it just goes on and on. I think it's
if
we're all
you
being
ask
controlled.
me, if you ask me, what's and I'm not going to get into it too much because I don't want to say too much. See, there are people that know he's real. This is literally what I believe. They know he's real, and they know the man upstairs is real. They made their decision. That's why they're rich enough to control the rest of us. This world is his world, and they're the ones in charge. That's why we can't really get out of this infrastructure we have to abide by. This is his world. That's literally what I believe. That's why I don't get into the fucking oh my god, the little hats, Jerry Seinfeld. Oh no. Bro.
He said Jerry Seinfeld.
Mel Brooks. Oh no.
Because Jules wears a puffy shirt, that's why.
And Jules, honestly, this might be crazy too. I also think the Vatican is pure evil. I don't think they're. That's just me, bro.
No. Listen, Manin, te lo voy a decir. Lo católico, la historia de esa religión. To me, and I don't. Once again, I don't really want to get into it. But yeah, I'm on board with you. I believe they're evil. I believe, and I don't want to offend anybody. That's just what I believe. Yeah. But I do believe that religion is a perversion of Christianity. It is an affront to God. I've always. I'm not big on Catholicism. That's all I'll say. I don't want to offend. I don't want to offend anybody. But if you know about that religion, it's hard not to arrive at that conclusion.
It's crazy, hard. Jules. Like usually people don't like. That's crazy. I can't believe someone agrees with me. Like that's the way I think. So I'm like this religion literally makes like I don't mean to offend anyone. It makes no sense to me. Like. I see so many things.
Bro, the Bible literally says, "Thou shalt not bear any false gods before me." And what do they have if not a fucking army of saints and idol? It's like, bro, like
a Trinity too. Like it just makes no sense. Like,
no, are you praying? And it's not the people once again because I'm pretty sure that there are good, honest, kind Catholics out there. I'm talking about the religion. I'm talking about the institution. Yeah, I believe that institution is evil, and that's why I can't get into the thing about the little hats are so bad, bro. Everybody's bad. I'm bad. They're bad. Like, don't run around this world abiding by this system thinking that you're good. You're probably not. That's the trick. You got people pointing the finger at each other. Oh, because I'm so good and you're so bad. No, we're all horrible. All of us are horrible. Everybody on this panel wants to motorboat Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah,
that'll be
that's
why
true.
you don't get into heaven.
Yeah.
That'll
You know
be
what's
why you
funny?
don't get into heaven.
Jules, you know what's funny though, Jules? The Bible literally states itself. Like after the war in heaven, the devil got sent to the earth, and he says it's his rule to rule until I come to take it back.
Literally,
So he literally,
and my God, that's literally why I believe this. People focus on groups to weaponize groups against other groups. It's very obvious what they're doing. When all I'm telling you is, look, the guy at the head of the table in this world is the bad guy. So don't focus on the groups. It's the bad guy. It's him. He's the one in control. That's why things are the way they are, because of him.
honestly,
That's why I
all it
fuck with
is.
you, sir.
Honestly, Jules, it's literally like this, bro. I think it's the devil, his generals, and then what they do is they talk to these people, and the devil's generals, they control everything. He's just the guy telling them, hey, what to do. So I mean, like, it's literally just an infrastructure of what eventually is gonna get shut down completely. But we just gotta wait. Our time.
All you
we just
gotta
wait.
do is watch. All you gotta do is read your Bible. I like the Proverbs. It's my favorite. It's my favorite book in the Bible. I love to open it periodically and look at stuff that's in there. You read your Proverbs. You watch your vaquero fights, and you have a good time. Okay. Shout out to
Psalms.
Don Juan. Roman Empire became the Catholic Church. Exactly. Yes, it did. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. Brim sing songs of glory.
Jules,
Oh, exciting. Next.
Hey, Brim.
Yeah.
There's one thing I noticed, bro. You've been on my tweets a little bit too. I'm the Uzi guy on Twitter. Like, I agree with what you say on. Yeah, that's me. I'm the Uzi guy on Twitter.
You know what's crazy? I had to pick I gotta pick a little bone with my man Usyk now. Just a little one. Not a gigantic one, just a little one. Just because he pushed to get the fight sanctioned with the WBC is like, oh, come. But I mean, I understand why he did it, but just core boxing fandom, nah, that's not the move, my G.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
the only
but
thing I'm against though is like, and not you. I like you because you're unbiased and it's like whatever. But the other people, I'm like, okay, you got a problem with this, but you didn't have a problem with Floyd Mayweather breaking Marciano's record. He did it in a fake way. He padded his record. So you're okay with someone getting a UFC guy to go 50-0? I'm like, all right, that's interesting. I bet you if let me make a good example. I bet you, let's say if Julio Cesar Chavez went undefeated, went 49-0, and he got a guy from the wrestling world and he beat the crap out of him and went 50-0. I can only imagine what they'd say about him.
it ain't gonna be clapping and cheering.
Was the Floyd and Conor fight sanctioned by the WBC?
I think it was sanctioned by, I don't know which one it was.
Good question.
It was sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. That's why it counted as a real fight on his record.
Oh yeah, it had nothing to do with sanctioning bodies.
Yeah.
It's about the board within the particular state.
But the bad thing about it is we all knew Floyd had control of that Nevada State Commission. He had control of them.
He had that shit in his pocket for years. Why do you think that after the fucking when he got arrested for beating the hell out of his baby mom, he only got like 30 days in jail, and then they let him fucking fight Miguel Cotto because they knew he was worth all that money to that state. So they allowed him to get away with shit that they would normally never let other people get away with.
It's crazy. If I did that,
hey y'all, real quick, mic check. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I had to switch headsets. I was just checking. All right,
oh, hey guys, I have a question for y'all. So I've seen this on Twitter. I've seen a couple people put them in here. So some people have drawn Ennis on the list, but not Vaquero. So kind of, I mean,
those people are race fans.
You have. I mean, the truth be told, if you do that, I can't help but say that you ain't a boxing fan for boxing, bro. You're just going for the black dudes, bro. Because I can't have boots on my pound for pound list. I'm sorry. I just can't. He might be hovering around it a little further back, but no.
Yo, Brim, my man, you took 20 seconds to say exactly what I said, fam.
It be like that sometimes, bro.
Hey, man. sometimes you have to embellish on how ridiculous
Oh
it is.
shit!
Hey, but you know what though? Like it's like the potential's there, the skills are there, but bro, you simply don't objectively don't have the accomplishments. So what are we talking about?
Yeah, you just have had the fights or the competition, because sometimes you cannot have all the accolades, but you fought some mean dudes, or vice versa.
Yeah, like
You
I
know
can
what's
see the
Neither.
argument that I can see the argument where you say I think he fights like a pound for pound fighter, and that his skills would translate pound for. I can understand that argument, but there's just simply not enough to go based off of hard evidence that it would.
It's
So
not enough meat on the bone, bro.
It's just, exactly. It's just you're just inherently wrong, man. I'm sorry.
I think the funny part about it, there's a guy that these guys refuse to say he's pound for pound because he's on the lower weights. Oscar Collazo. I'm like, okay, so we're gonna put Benavidez on the list, but no Oscar Collazo. I'm like, all right. I'm like, right, that's interesting.
They don't know who he
we all
is.
know why Benavidez
That's
is there.
all that
Benavidez
is,
is
man.
only there because he built a half-ass name off of fucking Canelo, bro. It's
And the
only
bad part
reason
about it
anybody
too
cares
is
about him.
Benavidez could have potentially been pound for pound a lot younger. He had the chance to fight He had the chance to fight Beterbiev. The WC, they threw him a lifeline. Said,
But
you know what?
Yeah, but that don't even matter now.
you're trying to make
At
sense
least he's
of
in position to do it now
the
officially.
fans you're talking about are the same ones that think everybody that has a Spanish last name is Mexican, bro. So they're never gonna get it.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, though, Benavidez is in position to do it now, though. No matter what we say, no matter what's been transpired, as of right now, Benavidez with his next fight, if he wins, we can consider him a pound for pound fighter. He's in that direction.
I'm not gonna lie. If
He
he did
would
beat
be at the
Zerto,
very bottom of the list of a
number
pound
10
for
for
pound
me.
fighter. But yeah, he arguably is. But at the same time, there's still Bivol leftovers, my man. You're still eating leftovers, bro.
Yeah, but those are not regular leftovers. Those are not just
No, because at the end of the day, you're not fighting the true pound for pound fighters that we actually consider are the fucking cream of the crop. Zerto, yes, he is unified at cruiserweight, but he's not the best cruiserweight. He was not the best light heavyweight either. So
yeah,
it's like,
but is he one of the best? But is he one of the best though? Is he one of the best?
I mean, I would have just said
that's not arguable. That's not an argument.
Well, that's all that matters, though. That's really what matters.
Here's the thing,
there's
though.
a very consensus number one there, and that's not who you're fighting. You're still not fighting the cream of the crop. You're fighting. You're still fighting the number twos, the number threes. You're not exactly going for the number one in any division.
I would have just said I think you're giving him too much credit because he's not even fighting, not even the number fives. Okay, you fight him. You just like picking like people to fight and things like that. And here's the frustrating thing.
Zerto
you really
would
have
be the
to.
first one or two
top
that
three,
he fought.
top 3 fighters he's fought in the division. Because here's the thing about
Well,
it, bro.
who's that top 3, man? Who's that top 3?
It'd be Jai. It would be Jai.
No, I mean
Zerto.
Benavidez. Who top 3 Benavidez has ever fought?
No, but what we're saying though is it'd be his first one with Zerto. That'd be the first guy he's fought in the top 3.
I guess you could technically say fucking Darrell, but no. No. Just no.
Who's their super middleweight again? Darrell's champion, wasn't it?
That was a vacant title, though.
Who was it? Those fucking European dudes? Fuck, I forgot his name. There was
Smith?
Groves. There was George Groves. I think he was a champion at one point. There's 2 other dudes. Yeah, there was like 3 other dudes who were better than Darrell by a mile that he could have fought, but he decided not to fight.
The only European dude that they ever fought in the PBC was James DeGale. Remember that?
Yep.
There you go.
But he was like a legit dude because of the gold medal, I think it was.
Yeah.
You know, remember they signed him, he got the gold medal and all that.
Wasn't George Groves number 1 at one point whenever he was champion? David Benavidez,
I don't know. No, I don't know that he was ever the number 1 super middleweight. Because remember, he had to fight with Jack, and him and Jack drew with each other. I think that fight was supposed to decide who was number 1, but it ended in a draw.
Okay.
And they never had a rematch.
Hey,
Shout out
Jules.
to the Roman Empire became. Yes, I read that one.
No, the other one from George the Last Dragonborn. You missed that one.
Let me see what he said. Let me see. Hold up. Let me see. My mom African and Arab. My dad is Irish and Chinese. Bro, I ate Chinese food yesterday, bro. We're all here, bro. We're doing
That's
it,
interesting.
and we're
Yeah.
out here, bro, and we're
Hey,
doing
hey,
it,
yo,
bro.
Jules. It was funny though. Earlier on Twitter, bro, we were both cooking. What's his face? Najee, because we were talking about how he kind of rides Benavides, and I was telling you like, there's other people you could do. There's Shakur, Keyshawn, there's Tio. There's other people you could do, and there's even some bigger Mexicans you could do than David Benavides himself. But you're riding the one dude. I'm like, I don't even get why you're doing Benavides, bro. Without
Because
Canelo,
he's
this
more
dude's not real.
because you know what it really is the popularity that at least among Americans, I'm gonna say among Americans, we'll see how it pans out now that Navarrete is coming off this win. But I do think that among Americans, David is more popular. But you're not gonna tell me that David is so much more technically better, and we know he's not more proven than Navarrete. We know that Navarrete is a 3-weight world champion, bro. David is.
I don't think
David
he's
is a
technically skilled. I don't think he's more
I mean,
technically skilled than Vaquero.
I don't listen. I don't think he is either. But I'm just saying, if you chose to take a more literal approach, what the fuck is on David's resume that's supposed to be so much better? Because you're acting like he's a shoo-in as a pound for pound guy. But for what? What did he do?
I mean, the thing
For
about it with
beating
Vaquero,
country's favorite fighter, Jules David Lemieux.
what's his face? With Vaquero, you got Isaac Dogbo twice. You got Joel Gonzalez. You got Oscar Valdez.
My guy. I'm gonna be real. I don't think Najee was even watching boxing when he fought Dog Bay. I really don't. I really don't, bro. Like Dog Bay was one of the better wins that Navarrete got, but that was so long ago. I'm convinced Najee was doing hip hop videos when that fight happened, bro. He wasn't watching boxing.
He was interviewing 50 Cent back then.
I'm literally though.
Yeah. And here's the bad part about it, bro. David Benavides' resume is so thin. You could technically say that Yard is one of his best wins. That's how bad his resume kind of is to me. I'm like,
Exactly. And how bad does your resume like here's an example. Caleb Plant is one of the better wins on his resume. That is not one of the best wins on Canelo's resume. It's
that's
not.
not even top five,
that's
top
just
six.
the guy. That's just the guy, bro. I would argue Cotto is a better win. I would argue Billy Joe is a better win. Yeah, Billy
I'm not
was
gonna
a
lie
champ-
to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. If Billy Joe was on his resume, oh my God, they would be glazing him like no other.
And that's what I said yesterday, that people look at the run that Canelo's been on, and they try to poo-poo on it. But if you put those same names on somebody else's resume, I promise you that's not how they would act. They would act like the guy parted the Red fucking Sea.
You'd be celebrated.
Exactly. If David Benavidez beat Billy Joe Saunders, bro, they talk about Billy Joe like he's the second coming of Christ, bro. But because he's on Canelo's resume, oh, he's just a Euro bum. Okay, bro. Okay.
Yeah, but David Benavides beat Alexander Gvozdyk, but they don't call him a Euro bum.
Here's the bad part about it, bro. I don't get though. Let's just say it's hypothetical. Let's say if Benavides fought that Kovale, I think that Kovale might have could have stopped Benavides. That's just me though.
All I'm saying is, if you're gonna tell me that Canelo doesn't get credit for Kovalev because he was old, that's what you're telling me, then David shouldn't get any credit for Gvozdyk because Gvozdyk was literally older than Kovalev when he fought him. And at least Kovalev was a champion. Gvozdyk wasn't a champion when David fought him. He won nothing. He was a quasi-retired fighter. Shout out to motherfucking Kevin. 100% agree. Navarrete is absolutely a pound-for-pound fighter. You didn't have to do that, Sophie. If not us, then who? If not now, then when? Long live the USA and our troops flying out early tomorrow to defend the Democrats' right to hate the country, the only country that could possibly protect their right to do so. God bless America. Yeah, because Sophie, for those that don't know, Sophie's in the military. Okay, Sophie's in the yes, that's for real. Like Sophie's been with this channel for a long time.
Sophie, may he protect you and everything.
God protect you, Sophie.
Yo,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
gonna say this, yo, Sophie. I'm so sorry that you have to defend such poor citizens, such pathetic citizens. I'm so sorry you have to do that. That's just
Everybody bless up Sophie, bro. Hope she makes it over there, makes
Shout
it
out to
safe, and
Sophie.
comes back
Hey,
safe.
hey, Sophie. Hey, as a former combat veteran, I got one message for you. All right. Keep your head high, your ass low, and when in doubt, empty a magazine. God bless you.
Empty a magazine, damn it. You know what I'm saying? Fucking America. And I'm gonna say it. I'm not the most patriotic guy, but I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I love it here, motherfucker. I love
you know
this.
what I tell? Hey, you know what I tell
Yes, sir.
people? Anytime this conversation comes up, I go, I'll leave you with this. If freedom falls in America, that's it. No one's coming to save us. No one's coming
Nobody.
to fix it.
That's
Bro,
the,
we
that's the
go around
facts.
the world. We go around the world saving oppressed peoples, fucking just helping everybody everywhere. If we need help, no one's coming to fucking save us. We're on our own, bro.
Yes, sir. Oh, what do you
Well,
call?
that's what happens when you're the superpower, though, Alex.
Yep.
I mean, how are you
Oh,
gonna
no,
ask?
I'm not.
How is
Bro,
the
Oh, was
superpower
you
gonna
saying
ask
that
for
it's gonna
help?
be Texans,
yeah, no. What I'm saying, I'm not
and the
debating on the
people from
reasons and why and
Louisiana.
how. I'm just stating it what it is. I agree with you. Yeah, I'm saying like, if freedom fails here, this is the last bastion of real freedom on earth. Like, if it fails here, everything goes down. Everything goes down.
I'm not gonna lie. This country falls. I mean, you know, I'm going to Japan because I like Japan. I like their country. That's
Bro,
where I'm
if the
going.
U.S. falls, no country is safe for the rest. It's a
Oh
wrap,
yeah.
bro.
I
It's
think
over.
Oh
Texas
yeah.
will be okay.
Oh yeah. Well, Texas, because Texas over here, people don't mess around. Like, there's a saying, you don't mess with Texas, and there's a reason why you don't mess with Texas. Like, it's just true, bro. Like,
Well, you don't fuck with Texas because it fucks back.
Yup. I promise you, if someone will try to invade Texas, I promise you, give it a weekend, and Texans
The problem is it's just too
No,
big.
no, let me tell you something.
By
Let me
the
tell you
time
something.
you
And
try
that's
to,
why
the news is already spread.
And that's why
Yep.
I'm convinced, and Alex is already going to back me up on this. He knows because I've been saying it a while. That's why I believe that a lot of these anti-American sentiments, don't you notice that whatever America's doing, whether it's what's happening in Iran or what happened in Venezuela or what happened with the border, everybody on the left seems to be against everything that is American. Everything, like whatever America's, it's bad. It's all bad. This is why I believe that these people are bought and paid for by the Chinese government. That's the name that always pops up in my head. It's the Chinese government. You guys are paying these guys to create unrest and dissension in the country to weaken its infrastructure, because it seems like everything American you're against, but you won't leave.
You know what's funny though, Jules? Like, what do you call? Like, the other day got exposed that, and I think it links up. I think the Soros are involved with the Chinese, because the Soros, they've been backing backing everything against America, like paying people to do that, like rioters and all that. You know,
You
the
got
Soros
people.
family.
I saw that white girl that she runs around. She goes to like Democratic rallies and tries to, she tries to rile people up. And you don't need to be a genius to understand this. You've got a guy holding up a sign about fascism, and when you ask him to explain what fascism is, he can't tell you, which begs the question: who made the sign? Because it wasn't you. You don't know what fascism is. It wasn't you that made that. You don't know what fascism is. Or is it that those signs, and this, it's not like I revealed this or something like that. It's already known that these are paid protesters, bro.
Yeah.
They're being
paid. Hey, Jules,
to do that.
Hey, think about this. Explain how this is possible. As soon as a major event takes place that the left wants to flip their own narrative on, right? As soon as that happens, within 12 to 18 hours, there's protesters on the east coast of the U.S. and the west coast of the U.S. with the same exact signs, same exact font, same exact lettering.
Bro, they bust them around. They bust them around the country.
Yes,
they bust them around the country like the fucking Harlem Globetrotters, bro. They're like, they literally bust them
Yo, Jules,
around
I'm not gonna
the
lie,
country,
bro.
bro.
Another thing too, not making no sense. Why does almost every protester? It's just the same stereotype I see. You nose ring, blue hair, red hair, green hair, orange. It's just like, I'm like, dog, dog. This could be a stereotype
Telling
at
you,
some
they're
point, dude.
paid, bro. Those are they're like, we suspected it for a long time. I'm pretty sure that it wasn't just me. I'm pretty sure you guys did too. They're like, bro, how are these guys so Johnny on the spot with everything that happens? Well, what happened to the Palestine shit? Like, where are those people? Oh no, they're mad about this now. Oh,
Yeah.
You know what?
Hey, you wanted to free Palestine, but you're quiet when it comes to the oppressed people in Iran.
You know what was
outta here,
proof
dude.
to me?
Are you a
was
humanitarian or not?
During the protest riots, there were trucks dropping off big ass piles of bricks in certain areas. They had video of it. I saw that shit. It was like going, okay, wait a minute. Who the fuck does that shit? You know,
I'll tell you.
Yeah. I mean,
Trying to tell you. Shout out to Kevin. Stay alive, Sophie. We don't need you dying for Israel. We don't need her dying for nobody. We don't need her dying for nobody.
For Israel, you gotta go ahead with that Israel.
Yeah, but the other thing is that, and I've also noticed that what a lot of people like to do is they want to bring up Israel as if we are supposed to automatically look at that as being bad, making no light of the Iranians. Forget about the Israeli folks. Forget about them. Forget about Netanyahu. The Iranians want to be free. If you really cared about this as much, and this, Brody, I already knew this. Iran has been occupied for 4 decades, bro, by an Islamist regime. That is not new. They've wanted to go back to the way things were before, because if you look at the pictures of Iran before, they were free. Broads was walking around with their hair out and all of that.
Jules, that's not an Islamic nation. They're Zoroastrians. They're Persian, and they're Zoroastrian. They're not Islam. They're not Arabic. They're Persians and they're Zoroastrian. They want their culture back. They want their country back.
They act like
what the
fuck? Because people bring up the Israel. Yes, Israel wants to go at it with Iran. Yes, they do. No debate there. But the Iranians do want to be free. They've wanted to be free for a long time. And because Israel wants, to start this bullshit, however you want to slice it, that doesn't change that the Iranians themselves are on board, bro. They want this. Yeah, so let's cut the crap.
Hey, here's what cracks me up. We go in there, start fucking up their infrastructure, the presidential palace, all that shit, destroy their naval fleet, fucking up their military sites. Iranian people are over the moon celebrating. Celebrating. Thank you. We love you. Thank you. And then you got all these fucking libtards like, oh, you're just Israel's bitch. You're doing Israel.
And listen,
like,
I don't want. And the thing is, I don't want nothing to happen to nobody. I really don't want anybody's kids dying overseas. If it were up to me, just fly a bunch of drones at these motherfuckers. I don't want to see no American casualties. Of course not. I don't want people getting hurt. But this is reality, though. Life is not pretty. I'm sorry. I don't want this shit for nobody, but sometimes this is what has to go down. I don't know what to say. It wasn't going to change any other way. And Iran has the people, not the people of Iran, but the Iranian government, the Ayatollahs, these guys, all right? They've been the antagonists for a while now. Like, bro, you guys have been asking for it, and now you got it. You got it. You want to start some shit? Start some shit. You know what I'm saying? Here we are, bro. Here we are. So it is what it is, man. And Vaquero's on the pound for pound, and we're all better off for it, bro. Okay. And then that's just the way it is, And if David wins in May, he'll be on the pound for pound. I'm fair. I don't like Devin, but Devin's on my pound for pound.
And you have him very, very high.
Right? If David wins, yeah, he'll get a spot. It won't be very high because his resume is very thin, but he'll get a spot.
I was surprised you moved Bam down to 5.
Bam, and he's not going to get it next, unfortunately. Eddie Ahern already said it. If Bam can get undisputed within the next 2 fights, because to me, honestly, he already has a better resume than Shakur and Devin. There's a lot of Hall of Famers on his shit, bro. Gallo's on his shit. Fucking Sora is on his shit. Beat 3 unbeaten champions, unbeaten Sonny Edwards, unbeaten Fumalele Kafu, unbeaten Fernando Martinez. The guy's resume is more than solid, right? And he's a 2-time, 2-weight unified champion, only 1 belt away from undisputed. If he gets the undisputed, I would move him past both Devin and Shakur. But, if he doesn't, that's one thing that Devin has that he doesn't have. He was undisputed. You got to give him that. He was undisputed. You got to give him that. And Shakur, his win over Teofimo is pretty solid. I wrestled with having him there because he's pretty high. 3 feels high. But you got to think about it. Crawford is gone. You bumped Teo off the list. Junto, you don't have a belt. Till you get one, I'm not rating you, bro. You don't have a belt. You might get your ass beat in your next fight, and then what?
Criteria is criteria, bro.
Yeah, yo.
Your criteria is yours. I was interested because I know my pound for pound won't be exactly the same as yours because my criteria is not the same. But there's certain things and elements where I look at yours and then when I look at mine, because I try to be mindful of who's the best in the lower weight class. I don't know every fighter. I pay attention to boxing. I watch a lot of boxing, but I don't watch every damn fight.
No, in time too that a lot of people have Bivol sitting in a cushy spot. Listen, I like Bivol. Don't get me wrong. I like Bivol, but the only champion he only ever beat 1 champion, just 1. It's like that stat goes over people's head that that the only champion he ever won a belt from was Artur. It's the only one. I like Bivol. I think he's an excellent fighter. I absolutely believe he's pound for pound, but his
Yeah, but
resume
he
is
won
not
5 from that nigga.
it's not the most solid. There are guys. Nah, Bam actually has a better resume than him. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, Bam's resume is wow.
But hold up, Jules, can I ask you a question though? Because you know when he's beating this when like Bam beats the unbeaten champion, right? That adds the extra value. But then I look at a B-Ball that beats the challenger Canelo, who's accomplished more at a lower weight class.
No, I know, but context, context. Canelo was still to Bivol, just a smaller fighter moving up. If the Canelo that he fought had a belt, I would say, okay, you're right. If that Canelo that he fought had a belt at 175, that Bivol won, okay, but we're literally talking about a guy who had a grand total of 1 fight as a light heavyweight. Let's not blow it out of proportion.
But what did he do in that one fight, though? But what did he do in that one
You're
fight?
naturally heavier. You have a longer reach. You have a stylistic advantage. It's not really a pound for pound win way.
I'm just saying
I'm hearing y'all, but
you can't get away from the fact that Bivol versus Canelo was little man versus big man. It was, bro. It was like it was.
But wasn't Kovalev versus Canelo little man versus big man?
Canelo, yeah, it was. But was Kovalev in the same state that Bivol was in? No, Bivol was an unbeaten champion in his prime. He was an unbeaten champion in his prime. Hold on, unbeaten champion in his prime, and Bivol had literally reigned as champion uninterrupted since 2017, bro. Whereas Kovalev, you lost
4
the
years,
fucking
right?
Lord. You exactly like 4 or 5 years, maybe.
Yeah, you've been up and down. You done lost the title, won it. Okay, fair. Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Context matters, baby.
And activity matters is the other thing that Bivol, you haven't fought in a year. You're losing ground.
Oh,
you
he
haven't fought in a year.
definitely. Today is
These
the
other
day
kids,
where he automatically goes down on my pound for pound list because if you have inactivity for a year, I got to move you down some unless your accomplishments
year today,
have certain amount of.
It's a
Yeah,
year
it's a year
today.
today. It's about a year today. About a year today.
Hey, Jules, ain't that
So-
part of your criteria is activity, right? When you're
Yeah. He moved. He already lost ground on mine. Zerto lost some ground. Vaquero gained some ground. Brandon, you know, it's weird to have Brandon there because I think Brandon's a sack of shit. Like that guy sucks.
We've been saying he sucks forever, but look what he did.
But you can't
But then-
argue.
Okay, Jules, but then you kind of defeat.
You can't argue. You can't argue with results is the main thing. Like, look, you could like him, you could not liking him, but are you rating whether or not you like him, or are you rating his resume? And I'm like, look, Brandon, he's got a resume. He beat Luis Neri for the BC. He beat Nick Ball for the BA. He's been a champion at 2 weights. That's good enough to come in at number 9. Yeah, that's good enough. Number 9, yeah. You know, and if somebody does something better, right? If somebody does something better, they'll bump you off. But until then, yeah, you could be at number 9.
Y no te olvides, Jules, tu hermana está buenísima.
Eso también.
Sí.
Eso es importante. Pound for pound,
Demasiado.
bro.
Por eso yo siempre lo
Omaira.
tenía en el 11 a él, siempre. En 11 place.
Bro, I have Omaida at 11. Omaira's at 11, bro. Come on.
Yeah, Landolfo.
Undisputed.
Hey, you got to get that
Joe,
honorable,
where
honorable
would you
mention.
rank
You know?
Junto? Let's say if he pulled off an upset and beat Inoue in May. Where would you rank him at?
If Junto wins in May, I'm gonna put him at number 3 ahead of Shakur and Devin. If he wins that fight.
3? Wouldn't it be 2?
No.
Wait, who'd be number
3.
2 then?
Oh, right. You're right. Because he would beat Inui for the number 2 spot. Damn, that's a tough. I mean, I might have to put him at number 2, Brim.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Hey,
What was the question, Wait?
If you put him at number
He said if Junto wins in May. Wait, you gotta calm down, bro. You gotta calm down. He said if Junto wins in May, if this is the question. Currently, I have Inui at number 2. But if Junto wins in May, Junto having already been a champion at 3 weights, where do I rank him then? And
well, he would be a 4-weight undisputed
He might have
champion.
to go straight to 2.
I mean,
wait, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Who else has those stats?
Because what
and the other thing is,
undisputed.
You would have to look at everybody who's behind him and say, okay, Shakur, who did you fight that was better than Inoue? Devin, who did you fight that was better than Inoue?
Damn,
right?
that's a good
and that's what
argument.
it kind of seals it that like, you fought Teofimo. He lost to George. Devin, your best win is George. Is that supposed to be better?
I'm not gonna lie, Jules. If Junto wins, though, I'm gonna have him at number one because Usyk hasn't beat no one who's no Inoue. I'm sorry, like once I would have to put him over Usyk, and I hate to do that, but I'm like,
No. I mean, no. I'm kind of okay. Look, like I said, I have Usyk at number one. Everybody already knows why. I'm not gonna keep explaining the shit. But inactivity is starting to be his problem. You've been out for what, 10 months? And you're fighting Rico Vertebrae? I'm not mad at the fight. I'm not mad. Listen, and I'm not mad at the fight. I'm not mad at the fight. I'm cool with the fight. I'm cool with you taking it easy. But I'm just saying that you fight Rico Vertebrae. You can fight Rico Vertebrae, but Rico ain't no.
So why not take it easy and beat Wilder's ass?
Because Wilder's fighting someone else.
He was going to, but they didn't. No, it ain't. It's not even because of that. It's because of what I thought. That fight never had a financier, Ignacio.
Yeah,
Turkey didn't want that shit. If Turkey wanted that shit, Turkey didn't want that shit. If he wanted that shit, they would have made that shit. He didn't want that shit.
So decided to have him fight Rico Vertebrae in fucking Egypt.
Bro, do you know what I think happened? I think Turkey stayed up late. He was beating the dick, and then he goes to YouTube. He watches a little bit of kickboxing. He's like, "Oh, this Rico Verhoeven," and he gets really open off that shit. Because him fighting that guy is so random. Like, how does Rico come into this boxing shit? How does Rico end up in this? He used to fight AJ, now he's fighting Usyk. You rather do this? And look, that's the fight that Turkey's paying for, bro. That's the one he's paying for. So we know he wants it, you know?
Hey Joel, you know what's crazy though? Usyk would technically have fought the best crossover fight though. The best fighter who was crossed over, because I do think Rico Verhoeven is better than McGregor. I do think he is. I think Rico Verhoeven is better than that guy Anuki that Ali fought.
Esto es la vaina. What you gotta say about Rico, and this depends on your perspective. But if you compare Rico as a kickboxer and the success that he had as a kickboxer, he reigned for 12 years. You could argue that he is a higher rated fighter than Ngannou was. Yeah, this guy reigned as a fucking kickboxer for 12 years, bro.
Sir, I mean, he'd be better than Ngannou, McGregor. So I'm like, well, yes, it may be.
Only reason why that would be a harder sell because of popularity.
I mean, this fight may be freaking a novelty, but it's a better grade of novelty than we got with McGregor.
And round one, no.
And I'm not mad that he's doing it. I think that he earned it. Like, bro, the dude's 39. He rarely ever fought fluff. The only thing that counts is fluff. The only thing that counts is fluff, that I would call it fluff. And we're talking about a while ago, too. The Chaz Witherspoon fight, you could call it fluff. You could say that was fluff. But that was in 2019, fellas.
I would say Tony Bellew qualifies as that too.
No. Tony was not fluff, bro.
No, don't do that.
Tony was a top cruiserweight when he fought him, bro. That was a top cruiserweight. That wasn't fluff. Chaz Witherspoon, yeah, that was fluff.
Yeah, and but if you look at, I want to say, Jules, if you look at some of the best boxing careers ever to be completed, all those guys, man, 3 and 4 hard fights, little fluff. 3 and 4 hard fights, low fluff.
I'm not even and all I'm saying is it's not that it's bad that it was fluff. I'm just saying this guy rarely ever fought a guy that wasn't a solid guy. Like, he rarely ever fought a guy that wasn't a top guy. So if now at 39 he's gonna fight Rico Vertebrae, go ahead, bro. Get your money. Go ahead. What the fuck?
Hey, Jules, I'm not gonna lie though. Here's the bad part about it. They're all gonna say he didn't fight Warley. I'm like, okay. So I told him, let's do this. If Warley loses to Dubois, what does that say then? I'm like, because they say that Dubois is an easy fight for losing. I'm like, okay. But what about Warley? He said, no, that's a hard fight. So I'm like, how can you say that's an easy fight for one fighter but not for the other? You know? I'm like, I don't make that.
Bro, listen, if Daniel beat, I'm not saying he will, by the way, because I'm kind of leaning towards Fabio, to be honest with you. But let's just say Daniel wins that fight. There goes the Fabio argument. Usyk already beat a guy better than Fabio. Daniel, who would have beaten Fabio. You see what I mean? If Daniel wins that fight, yeah, that's how it's gonna go. Oh, because he didn't fight Fabio. He didn't fight Fabio. Well, he fought the guy that just beat Fabio, didn't he?
And then the
So
bad
leave him
part
alone.
about it too is they're also gonna say, "What about Geek Cabello?" I'm like, I'm sorry. If he fights a Geek Cabello, I mean, he's gonna wipe his ass with a Geek Cabello, and I believe
No,
that.
it's not. It's just that a geek gallo, caballero, casa en Culiacán, whatever, bro. You know, he's doing what he did, and he did it, and it's all fucking great, bro. Like, there's always gonna be another guy, and that's what I'm saying. That look, if anybody who is complaining about Usyk, who had one of the most straightforward careers I've seen in modern boxing, there's rarely any fluff. He's always fighting a good guy. If you're complaining about this guy, odds are you already didn't like him. It's not because he's fighting Rico. You already didn't like him. You're just waiting to say something. You know what I mean? You couldn't have said much before. Well, he went from AJ to Fury. How the fuck are you going to complain? He went from Fury to Dubois. How the fuck are you going to complain? You can't complain. But the moment he does something, fuck
Hey, that's
outta here,
rhetoric. Hey, that's rhetoric from boxing fans that aren't real boxing fans, man. They just
And the
don't
bad
know
part
him.
about it,
real.
But
Joe, the bad part
here's the
about it
thing.
too is,
Hey, hold on, real quick. This is where I stand with Usyk. I'm at the same point with Usyk right now that I was with Canelo a little while back. Like, bro, you've given us everything we need. Amazing career. You did it all. Like, whatever fight you do going forward, fuck it, whatever. I'm just happy to see you still fighting. You know what I mean? Like, do your
Yeah,
thing, bro.
guy's
You
39.
can do
The
what you
guy's
want at this.
39,
Yeah, bro. You can
bro.
do what you want at this point, bro. Like,
Fucking 39. Like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Fury, AJ, Dubois, that's the top, bro. And he made time to fight Chisora, who's still out here beating motherfuckers. He made time to fight Chisora. So give me a fucking break, bro.
hey, fought all of them twice too. All of them twice.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. Thing about it was, I do think like in the last 6 years, you go from Chisora to freaking Fury, AJ, Dubois. I mean, like, it doesn't get better than that. One guy can think it better than that was Inoue.
Yeah, I mean, there's just that's what I'm saying. There's just not a lot to complain about. So for anybody, all of a sudden with the pearl clutching, because you know, AJ fought Jake Paul. I'm not hating either. I'm just saying that these guys are fighting Jake Paul, Francis Ngannou, AJ and Fury fought Ngannou. AJ just fought Jake Paul, but let Usyk, who beat them both, let him fight some Rico, and y'all gonna lose your mind? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
You know,
Get out of
this
here.
one dude, this one dude I was talking to, he's a boxing purist, and he's really talking about it's a travesty, the mockery of the sport. And I said, I understand you're upset about the belt being on the line, right? But if anybody earned the opportunity just to, you know, get a little bullshit squabble for some good paper, it's him.
Yeah, but I'll also say that the people clutching at their pearls, that the belt is on the line. Well, what the fuck are you worried about? That he's gonna lose it? He's not gonna lose the fucking belt. The belt's gonna be fine. Stop. It's not the belt, bro. That's not why you're complaining. You just want to complain. You're using the belt to complain. Are you worried that Rico is gonna take it from him? Because if you are, you should be at DraftKings.
Nah,
not
he was
here.
just this dude sound like a purist, like an old school purist. You know, so I won't say that was his thing.
It sounds like bullshit.
No, because he posts. He talks all about old boxing a lot. He's all purist. He's a purist. So he has the issue with it because he's a purist, in my opinion.
So he's like country. He's a fan of Charlie Burley.
Yeah.
Oh, get the
Glenn
fuck out
Tapia
of
fan. He's a big Glenn Tapia fan, bro. Big Glenn Tapia.
Don't lie, country.
I don't even know who Charlie Burley is, so no, I'm not.
Listen, he's a big Marco Rubio guy, bro. Marco Rubio, bro.
You know what? Just get the fuck out of here, goddammit.
About freaking Ali and Inuki. See, ask him what he thinks about that. Ali and
Yeah, but he said that Ali fought. He also said Ali fought multiple times, which gives you the ability to do that without a bigger issue like it is. He says Usyk is not fighting often enough for that.
Those are straw man arguments because nobody in this era fights that often. That's what I keep saying that don't let the culottes and the curtains fool you. You just want to complain because if it was okay for the greatest of all times to have a crossover fight, why the fuck would it not be okay if Usyk does it? If
That's
Ali did
exactly
it,
my
it makes
sentiment.
it okay for everybody to do it. The greatest did it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, because the point is that y'all are holding
Imagine-
Usyk to a standard no other fighter lives up
Yeah, I'm
to.
not gonna lie to
That's
you,
just
Brim,
disingenuous.
this era of like boxing fans is so backwards. It doesn't even make any sense. Like, how more backwards could it be?
It ain't even really backwards. They just got one little bitty piece of the picture of the whole jigsaw puzzle, and they just running with that. And you're not open minded enough to take another piece of the jigsaw puzzle so you can get this whole puzzle of boxing together. You only going by one little piece of the 100 piece pie. That's how I see it.
This is
And
another
the
thing
bad
too.
part
Like
about it
when it
too, I
comes to
hate to be like this, but those type of fans are usually connected to three fan bases: water fan base, tank fan base, and I'm trying to think of the other one. But it's always
It ain't that simplistic. It's a little bit of everything, man.
It's the PVC fan base. That's all it is.
It ain't just PBC fan base either. I mean, is it a lot of those? Sure, but it's a little bit of everything, bro. It's a little bit of everything. I get it
It's
from
by
because
and large.
I get it from both sides. I get insulted by multiple sides. So if anybody can tell you
Well,
a
I mean,
little bit
that's
of the
just gonna
post,
happen
I
when you're
can.
unbiased, bro. That's like that's just gonna happen way.
Yeah, I get cremated by everybody.
Yeah, no, I get shit talked by fucking Mexican people all the time too, bro. Like it when you're unbiased, which most of us here are. Yeah, bro. Like we're gonna get shit from both ends.
And honestly, the bad part about it is I get a lot of shit on Twitter because I'm like, yeah, I'm the Usyk guy, but I've still criticized him for stuff he could have done better. I'm like, yeah, just because he's my favorite fighter doesn't mean I'm not gonna sit here and call out. I'm like, yeah, he's fighting Rico Verhoeven. Yes, it's not that good of a fight, but why am I gonna complain? I got to see him beat on AJ. I got to see him beat on Fear. I got to see him beat on Dubois. I'm like, what else do I really need to see from him? I'm
That's
like,
what I said
yes,
earlier. He earned his flowers. He can do what the fuck he wants now, bro. Like, what are we talking? He's 39.
All right. So what about the people that say, "Well, just let the titles go if you in this phase"?
The bad part about it, I say,
Well, he
look,
doesn't have one of the titles right now. The WBO is gone. He let that shit go.
Yeah, like these guys are acting like Usyk is just withholding all the titles. Like, well, no. If he wants to take another fight, he gives up a title, has that fight, and comes back and fights for it. I don't understand why everybody pretends like Usyk is just not fucking picking back up his titles from these guys.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to give my actual opinion into this. You know, some things I'm talking about looking at the overall perspective. And this is why I have less of an issue with Usyk overall is because you're not holding it all up. You're giving pieces of it. And also in the process, you're allowing some things to develop because Jake Caballero, is that a fight I would want to see? Absolutely. But is it good for Caballero to get another fight to have some type of culture to his career continuing, and then you see the same thing with Worley. Like Worley, if Worley wins that fight, it actually cements his value. And then if he decides to fight him, then you got even more value within the fight. So I don't see it a delay. You know what I mean? The only issue I
because like
actually
if
have
you
is the
think about it,
WBC belt
what
being
it
on the line.
does,
That's the only issue I have.
yeah. Because if you think about
honestly,
it, what it does
I
is
don't,
it gives the division an opportunity for the cream to rise to the top because you have a title now that is available. Usyk's not available, but there is a title that's available. And if you really want that Usyk fight, everybody needs to be fighting for that fucking title because by the time Usyk comes back, the right person will have that fucking title. It's not gonna be Usyk needing to fucking fight everybody because that's just not. It's not fucking right, bro. Usyk shouldn't have to fucking fight everybody for every single one of his fucking titles. It's like, well, no, 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 no. Y'all motherfuckers need to figure out which of y'all are the best instead of all trying to fucking wait for your opportunity.
Well, no, it ain't even all of them waiting for that. I just think the timing of the heavyweight division, where some of the fighters are at this point, what sanctioning bodies they're lined up for, I don't have an issue with Usyk's movement because there is a flow right now. It's not stagnated. It's not.
Yeah, guys are fighting each other, man. It's not
yeah,
even like he's
I'm not
holding. It would be different if fights were not happening, but they are happening. Fucking Agit Kabayel just sold out in Germany, and they're already lining up another homecoming fight for that guy. They said it after the first one. Dubois about to fight Wardley, you know? Fucking Fury's fighting Makhmudov. The division is fine. They're acting like he's holding it up, but no, everybody's still fighting each other, bro. Nothing is wrong. You just want to complain. Nothing is wrong.
Yo, Brim.
You know?
Yo, what
Yes,
do you call
sir.
it? Now I'm thinking about it. Like, who could a Geek Caballero fight to raise his stock a little bit higher? Because I want to see that fight, but I think Usyk said he wants to fight someone with a lot of value, and he kind of has an interest towards a Geek Caballero, from what I've heard. So I'm wondering, what
No. This is the thing. No. This is the thing. Agit does not need to raise his value further because Agit already proved that if you do that fight in Germany, understand he sold out. He sold out fighting a fucking scrub. He sold out fighting a fucking nobody in
A
Germany.
Polish journeyman.
Fucking gatekeeper. Who the fuck even is this guy?
Well-
He sold out with that. So if you did the Usyk fight in Germany, now you know if you do it in Germany, it's gonna sell out. Yeah, you could do it at a bigger venue. It's gonna sell out.
The one thing that makes it interesting, though, is that okay, they've said in the past like Usyk's kryptonite is to the body in the amateurs or whatever because he got stopped to the body. Even though now he really is taking it to the body pretty well, but because Caballel is such a prolific body puncher, that makes that fight intriguing. Like, can
Bro,
he
look.
get
The real, you want the honest to God truth, country?
That would be
I
like
think
his
that's
only
the.
chance,
I think that's the best fight. I literally think that's the best fight to make in the heavyweight division. Yeah, I think that's literally the best fight to make in terms of skill. Now there are bigger fights in terms of value, like Fury and AJ, or that's a bigger value fight. But yeah, Usyk versus Caballel is probably the best fight to make in the heavyweight division. But once again, the guy's 39, and I think he deserves a break. And I'm not coming off of that. Like, yeah, he deserves a break. If anybody deserves a break, he deserves a fucking break. All he fights are good fighters. That's all he fights. The fuck?
Yo, Jules, my personal opinion, I think it's the best fight to make in that division. But also, too, I think he dominates Agi Caballel. I think he's gonna beat his ass. He's gonna make it look
maybe.
easy.
Maybe.
He's gonna make it look easy.
Nobody.
40-year-old Usyk?
Listen.
Come on now. Like, we don't know that.
I just say maybe because the heavyweight division is one of the most weird, spontaneous divisions where crazy shit happens. So you never know. But it's not about that. It's not about Agit beating him or not beating him. It's that the guy does deserve a break. Give him a break. He deserves a break. And I deserve a break, which is why I'm going to sleep. I'll see you guys on the next one.
All right,
I deserve
Jules.
a break.
Have a good night, fellas.